5 seconds remaining. RNG's turn to ban. His turn to ban. Radiant team ban. RNG's turn to pick. Radiant team pick.
Clockwork!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. RNG's turn to pick.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We got our second series of the night. Team ASTER taking on Real Never Give Up. Now, Team ASTER, they have secured themselves a place in the upper bracket. They're currently sitting in third position with a 5-2. They're still on the slippery slopes. They're in sixth position at the moment. 3 and 4 series count for them. They do have 2 more series, including this one. Their next series is going to be up against eHome, which is tomorrow. So this is big for them, you know, with the new roster, Felix and DD coming over from Sparking Arrow and then swapping Setsu and September. This is team that kind of struggled a little bit last week. You know, they lost the LGD, they lost the Vici. They were able to take it serious, but then we also saw them get 2-0'd by Invictus Gaming. So it's going to be who knows like how many scrims they're playing in between, you know, the tournaments, if they're, you know, getting comfortable with the new play. But it is going to take a while because, you know, that RNG lineup with Setsu and September, you know, they've been together for quite a while, so that chemistry built up, and at the moment they're looking to do the same with DD and Felix coming forward. So we take a look through already the Clockwork Snapfire. So the Snapfire is going to be a great way to deal with the Phoenix, and Aster are just going to go for this 4th pick Terrorblade, which we're seeing pretty frequently at the moment, where
10 seconds
you're able to protect your position 1 with 3 bands. It makes it very difficult for the enemy team to really get that hard position 1 counter. A lot of the time it's like the PL, the Naga, the Morphling that's getting banned out. So it's going to be I mean, just oof. Also, you know, with all these new changes, well, it really feels like
Radiant team ban.
they didn't get touched at all with that new patch. So again, it's just we brought up a little bit last year. So it's just really fun to be able to come back with a new patch and be able to identify and see what the differences individual teams are being able to pick up, and, you know, who's really the first one to break out with the meta and who's able to kind of adapt to the change. And we didn't really see too many different hero picks and bans last game. It was just a pretty convincing series for Vici in that first series. We're going to see if this one will be the same how with RNG against ASTER. I do like the Mars ban though, so this is I don't mind actually going for this Phoenix first pick, but I think you really need to try and protect the Phoenix now. You pick the Terrorblade, so it's kind of blocking a potential Faceless Void pickup, and now the best kind of hero to play with the Phoenix is the Mars, and that got banned out. RNG did a really good job at banning 3 heroes that have a massive amount of AoE teamfight to really protect the Phoenix egg. So it's going to make it difficult here for Aster. They're going to have to go for a couple of heroes that have smaller AoE stuns in a way, like kind of the Centaur, the Tiny. It could be potential. Tiny maybe not so as much because it's super tanky on RNG. And they even banned up the Void themselves. Just, you know, that combination with the Snapfire of being able to lock down the Terrorblade. It's one of the few heroes that are actually okay with the Terrorblade. I think there's better counters like the PL, the Morphling that's already banned out, but the Void's nice because if you can lock it down through that big AoE control, and if you have follow-up damage, then it's pretty important here. But Well, we see the Clinks. We saw last year's the Enchantress paired with Clinks. This could be a factor. It's going to be a little awkward into the clockwork, of course, because there's no actual way to get out of the cogs. You can still go for that force, I guess, potentially. And there's still flexibility if they want to run the Phoenix on XXS in the offlane, or if they want to try and give it to either Fade or BO3 on the support role. I guess Enchantress can flex as well, but we don't really see that too much anymore. And they just set in stone as like a position 5 here. No one feels too confident with being able to run the Enchantress as a 3, so we'll kind of just hold it there. I give them a lot of kind of sustain though. The Enchantress Nature's Attendance, you got the Sunray, Terrorblade, if you can get that Sunder off, there's nothing stopping them at the moment, unless they chain lock him down with like a cookie or hook shot potentially, but it's not like it's not the easiest way to execute a fight to be able to stop the Terrorblade from getting Sunder, and especially if they already have 2 kind of heals to keep him alive through the chain lockdown, it's going to go pretty nice. ASTER are kind of lacking ways to initiate, which has already been shown with these 3 early picks. I think with this next pick that actually comes up for them, it needs to kind of be some initiation here, a little bit of team fight, AoE control to protect with the Phoenix, and then they can go for this last pick that gives them some early aggression. And I don't mind the Lina pickup. Very good against the Terrorblade Enchantress. There's multiple heroes you want to burst down, even the Phoenix as well, like before you get the egg off. So the Lina is very, very awkward to play when you're against heroes that have gap close, but the good thing is that for RNG in this draft, you pick up the Lina where there's no heroes that are actually going to be able to get on top of her. So this should be a pretty good game here already for DD picking up in the mid lane. But you already see that Lina matchup, and our team ASTER, they go for Conquer. Look at kind of the sustain they have, these long drawn out fights, kind of what they need. It's someone to make plays early, some more sustained with the run buff, some nice catch which they were lacking, and really just overall very self-sustainable laner. Doesn't need too much help. We are going to see the brew though. A lot of changes actually for him. The ultimate got impacted mainly just with the movement speed getting increased for the Earth Panda, the
5 seconds remaining.
The Storm Panda's damage went up. Yeah, it was a good kind of view of life buff for the Brewmaster. It looks like the Saber mana cost a lot lower at the earlier levels. I wonder if we will start seeing Brew a little bit more, especially with Angel. Like, literally, I don't see one nerf coming out through that. One is talents just got reduced actually, so I guess that's a bit of an but they banned the Clinks themselves actually. I thought they might try and run it just because they had the Enchantress. It was a really nice combo in the first series. We saw VG Gaming have the Enchantress just constantly almost feed that creeper to the Clinks with the change to the Death Pact being the ultimate again. You're pretty much just literally just making Clinks what he was a while ago. I mean, I guess he does have that new items, and the talents is still a little bit different as well. Clink seems really strong at the moment, honestly. I would not be surprised. We're already seeing a little bit as position 2, kind of this hero to make plays across the map and try and find kills early. Once, when we were trying to stack up the Death Pact damage, now it's not the same. So you might be more back to getting one item and still making plays. But I guess it was more in particular because you wanted to try and stack up the damage. Now it's not so as much. But the last pick from RNG, I mean, what's available? The Naga, honestly, is pretty much the only thing. I mean, they banned the Morph, the PL, the Troll, which is 3 really good heroes. It's the Terrorblade, or at least 3 the best, I should say. I think Naga is still a possibility. They do relatively well with the illusions, and they're going to actually spectre. So late game potential. Very difficult to kill a Spectre. Enchantress's damage is going to fall off. The Phoenix with the percent damage is going to be pretty important here. But ASTER have this potential to go for, I mean, I think it's going to be the XXS hero. I'd say they'd probably give the Conqueror over to Chuan. You can flex the Conqueror to 3. You want some way to be able to pull out the Spectre. I mean, it's not the easiest through the lane. Centaur could work really well just for them to kind of disengage as soon as Hawk comes out. They do still need a little bit better of initiation, someone to kind of protect the egg, and Conqueror's okay. Axe did just get buffed up pretty drastically. I wonder how Axe would fare. That's sort of kind of nice, but you know, I think they just need a way to get on top of the lane. I'll guarantee that. I have many ways to kind of stop the Brewmaster from getting the ultimate off. So at the moment, I like the RNG's lineup, but I think this last pick from ASTER really wanted to be some form of initiation, allow them to get on top of the laner. I guess they can still flex the Phoenix though, and then pick up a 4. But nothing too much stands out at the moment. Maybe a little bit of damage. What's the damage they could go for? Because like how you could be able to kill, I mean, Brew's always getting the ultimate off, no matter what. You're not really killing the Spectre. Clockwork's going to be hard to kill. They've got really good lane shove potential as well. Snap, Leaner, Clockwork shoving up the lane with the Rocket Flare. Aster's okay as well, Enchantress Phoenix. I'm just looking at to see how the lane's set up. It's going to be pretty important with the vision advantage and see who finds the opening. But they're gonna, you know, this is may as well use all that reserve time. Make sure they can complete a better understanding of the RNG, kind of how they want to play this, and be able to adapt and see what this last pick could be from Aster. I'm gonna go for the Doom. Okay.
Your hero.
Gives you a little bit of initiation. I was thinking it would have been more of a harder hero, like the Centaur, like the Axe potentially. But it does give you that little bit better of initiation. The Doom ultimate's going to be really strong. Either you just Doom the Lena, you insta-kill pretty much. My one big issue with the Doom is they don't have many stuns, and I feel like this hero very much suffers when you don't have a lineup that can enable his ultimate. Because if you're against a team who can just protect one hero that gets doomed, like Sapphire can Cookie, they can retreat, they got multiple slows to be able to protect someone who's doomed, you know, Cogs can push them away. So I think it's going to be very difficult for them to actually lock someone down who is ulti by XXS, but this is a hero that
10 seconds.
I mean, Doom's always lacked, you know, he's had very, very low armor. I'm pretty sure none actually, so his base armor got increased, the attack range from 175 to 200. We saw the Devour got increased from 20 at level 1 to 50. It's maxed out, but at least early on, a little bit better. They didn't have how much regen you get from the Devour, all up from each level. It went down just by 1. And I honestly think his talents are pretty decent too. The Scorcher damage is pretty important at level 10. They swapped that instead for the Doom duration. So we'll see if they start going for the movement speed instead. Because we've kind of seen like a flip back and forth. Some Dooms have always liked to go for the movement speed. Some have liked the damage. So it's going to be interesting if there's going to be one talent that's actually in stone. But here we go, ladies. With Gate 1 of our second series, Team Aster. I mean, this is a massive series for RNG. You know, Aster already guaranteed the upper bracket, but this is more getting a better seeding so they can have an easier matchup in the quarterfinals. But just going to try and give as much space as Triple C. I mean, we're seeing a lot lately. This fourth kind of pick Terrorblade, where you have so much potential to protect those 3 bands, and then it just makes it really awkward for them to do anything about it. Madalena?
Prepare for battle.
I don't think it's going to be that awkward of a matchup. Both these heroes, I think Alina's going to be really careful once the Conquer kind of hits level 6. They both have pretty high kill threat at that level 6, but I think it's more the fact that Conquer can kind of, we see time and time again where just before you hit 6, you go for the X, you have a TP rotation from a support, and then the lane is just way too squishy. As soon as you get on top of her, that burst from the torrent from the boat's just going to be too much for her to deal with. Just going to even cut away the trees so there won't be any more rotations. Really, really important. I haven't actually seen them do it at least level 1, but it's going to be nice if they keep it potentially. It looks like they're going to put a bit of emphasis on that one instead. So, wait, that taun's awesome. What the heck? Is this a new Enchantress skin as well? I think it is. I haven't seen this before. But I think they're really nice new sets that have come out lately. That tiny one with the bone weapon, and then you got Mars as well. How we got the lanes at the moment? Three bot just hunt down, see if they can. I mean, going to be able to secure their ends. See, I've come again. Support either just TPing or just running straight to top. And one thing I do want to bring up is the fact that the clockwork is going to be on the position 5 here. So super having this full lane to be able to utilize. I mean, you take a look how far of a distance you're able to travel before you get to the enemy's tower. It's just a safe lane. You have a much longer length of the lane to be able to play around with the battery assault. Whereas if you're kind of in the if you're in the off lane, you don't really have too far. The lane's probably set up around there, maybe even further back. So you've only got like this distance, whereas we already saw like pretty much from here. It's a far superior length to be able to play around with. So this isn't too much of a kill threat lane. Super's just going to try and be annoying on the back, but he's going to be really careful because, I mean, Fake trade incredibly well with the fire spirits at level 2 as well. It's going to be difficult for them to actually do anything. I mean, once you get Scorched Earth, maybe even the dive as well, because the level 2 on the clockwork's not really, it doesn't do too much. You know, the cogs, it's mainly that level 3 where you get the extra point in the battery assault. I mean, I want to see how this ends up faring as well. I mean, I think Lane is going to have a pretty good matchup. Whenever it's the range into the melee, you always hate to see it. It does have at least some way to be able to harass with that Tidebringer, so gives him some potential fate. Some might actually end up falling here. He's got the Fairy Fire, the battery assault from Super is going to be enough. Monate's actually the one to find the kill, so beautifully done for RNG. That's nice. Out of the top side here. They just get the level 2s, they start hunting. I think they just got it for the kill, so... And Super's... I was going to say, is he actually going to go back with his soul? But he might try and get the creep. It's kind of a favourite at the moment, but... XXX. That's with the squad. It's going to try and take that one away. What do we got down? So Felix on the snap. We got Flywind on the Brewmaster. That has been recently buffed up. Baboka is going to be on the Enchantress. And then we got the good old Terrorblade for SCCC that did go untouched through 7.27B. And this is kind of I feel like what we're really going to start to see for Radiant. A hero that's able to farm Triangle Camp at a max efficiency level. I think more like the Gyrocopters, the Drows, the Medusas are going to start coming back into play more in particular, especially with Gyro getting, I think, that buff up. But this is nice because they have, you know, the early on, the Sin Brew, that mana cost got reduced from 80 down to now 50 at level 1. And you have a support who's going to be able to, you know, pretty much guaranteedly always find the, at least that Sin Brew damage, the Ignite. So this is pretty important. A couple other changes as well. The damage did get rescaled, 100 level 1 to 75, but all of the damage got increased at the later levels. So we did see a kill very early on, but apart from that, kind of just having a still landing state. I'm intrigued to see how XXX actually wants to, how he wants to skill build and itemize as well. You know, the Midas keeps kind of getting buffed up. It looks like, you know, Lord Baben's really starting to, at least wanting to put Midas into his kind of thought process. At least have the potential of the Midas being picked up. Nice LSO. He even got the denies, but really nicely done from DD. It looks like he's going to start taking over. Conker's only got 9 last hits. This is the issue picking up the Conker. I mean, Lynn's just going to full force him. Dragon Slave just long fast range. You know, Conker's actually got to be on top of the crit wave to be able to utilize the Tidebringer. So at least he doesn't have to use any mana to harass, but you know, DD's just constantly spamming. I mean, he's already got the bottle now. So it's making it very awkward, and they picked the Conqueror into the leader as well, and he's going to make a range creep without Sean's positioning. So this is, he's actually really suffering mid at the moment. 10 denies on DD, Lena's taking over, and they're going to need a little bit of help from the support. But the issue is, you've got a Phoenix, you've got an Enchantress, like what is the support duo really going to do? Kind of the one thing I was hoping for the Conqueror is the fact that Schwan was going to hit level 6 at a maybe just faster than Lena and would have had that kill threat opportunity. I guess it's nice because you got built-in stuns, so even if your supports don't have any stuns, it doesn't really matter. And then the Arcane could start to put the pressure. 5.6 second cooldown of the Dragon Slave. Will Supreme Master fall down bot though, as she proceed with the second point up in the Metamorphosis, going to be able to find the kill. Felix is going to be careful, but Got the brown boots for the movement speed, so he's going to be able to get out of threat of the Terror Blade. It's very cool that they're able to find here on Aster. And probably going to start to see after this metamorphosis, Terror Blade just might fall back and farm up jungle. Top actually, around the bounty, Swan. Too far. Can they find the kill though? They're dragging back, taking a while, but it looks like with bonus damage and the Tidebringer, that is massive. That's a big kill. Because Chuan was suffering drastically mid. It's going to be able to catch up a little bit. We even see Baroka falling down bot as well. So Flywin and Felix going to be able to claim that one. Really nicely done from them. So a couple of kills across the map now stacking up. But he does have the level 6. Every extra level in the Tidebringer is going to amplify the harass that Chuan can output. And he's getting closer to the boat. If he stays in range for the catapult, he'll find the 6 even. The small camp he should get it. So I'd love to see support rotating mid to try and put emphasis on. If you shut down the Lina, you can shut it down hard. If she just it really wants to be a hero that gets ahead, gets like one kind of defensive item, and whether that be the BKB, which is probably required this game, might even go for just movement state just so you can solely outrun the Doom. In the meanwhile though, Monet, look at the level 6. We are going to see the Meteor Hammer once again picked up for Spectre, so this just seems like a pretty common build now at the moment. You know, Armor was the first that I really saw go for it, at least in pro games. I do see Baboka even rotating. I mean, I think this is exactly what you have to do, but kind of a little aware, and this is going to be the name of the game right now from ASTER. They'll probably send Baboka up top. They'll give Terror Blade the jungle. Someone might try and take this bottom lane. I don't really know who though, because Doom's not at a stage where it can be this front line position 3 and just super tanky to protect towers. Although he does have 3 points into Valor, which is pretty important. But putting some pressure on top of the tier 1 mid will force the rotation out. It's going to TP back. They even have, it looks like Felix is going to try and cut the mid side. Love a good old royal jelly. Who do they give it to? Conker take it? Yeah, Conker got the other one. This is big, just giving the Terror Blade free farm. The Doom's also going to pop off this game. I mean, it looks like at the moment he's, you know, trying to max up Devour instead of the Scorched Earth. So it feels like Aster are going to play this pretty slow. If he'll continue being able to take it late, you know, Doom's going to scale out a little bit harder than what the Brew is. Late game is interesting. It's always awkward because if the enemy team can get on top of you. But Spectre's got that big farming item down with the Meteor Hammer. So it's really, I mean, it's already doing an incredible job at keeping up on Monet. And they're going to try and make some stack for him. Looks like he is just farming the jungle. Monet should be able to find one in the meantime. Interest though will fall down. I went into the solo ultimate here. Cure kill is really going to be able to put too much pressure on top of the tower. Then you get a kill out of the ultimate. DD though, this could be under trouble. Gets the LXA, but Chuan's going to be able to drag him back. Avatar, no, the cookie still finds if it doesn't get out of range. DD might be able to stay alive, especially with the rotating shots. Looking at fade Chuan. Tiring is going to be available. Cogs pushes him away. Beautiful dump, super perfect position with the Cogs there. And the Baboka is back down to the bot. Finally might just find another kill here. Falling low actually. He's got to be careful, and chance already being used. So this TP is going to be a little late. Will actually be cancelled out there. Wait, that's... Oh, is he dead? Baboka? What? That's filthy. Earned with Cinder... Wait, that's actually filthy. This is not still. That's really cool, the earn procs. I've not seen this before. You know, we saw that Hell Bomb for a while. I think 33 was really the first person that I started seeing run it. That's a really, really nuts build. I like it a lot. Let's see if he does actually end up committing for the Spirit Vessel, if you just kind of keep it as an earn and just kind of have that value to find the tick of the Cinder. But in the meanwhile though, XX is still incredibly fun. Top of the network, Terror Blade's keeping up as well. Triple C is going to try and make it movement top. Chuan actually might be able to catch that super, so this should be a free kill. perhaps submit the boat for this, but they'll drag him back, and it looks like unfortunately the Cog's not going to be in a spot where it can really help him out there. So, okay, left the clock working in the meanwhile. They are still getting some farm, those, which is 1-8, trying to catch up in the jungle. 1-0, 72 lost hits. This is not a kill or fight. It looks like they're just hunting.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant
Trying
structures
to away.
are fortified.
Is he going to block the camp? No. Then we're going to stack it up. So, trade towers. Dire don't have the greatest way to take objectives. Terrorblade's going to be able to be a lot more active at taking objectives early than what the Spectre is going to.
Dire's top tower is
So you don't
under
really
radiant
have that potential in RNG, which is a little bit of a factor here. You've always got to keep that in mind. But as we have the 10-minute interval, the enchant is just the only one at the moment who's not at the level 6. But Conqueror, after that starts, being able to have a really good game as well. 76 losses, 2-0, keeping up. You kind of struggled early, but I mean he's got this broadsword. He's probably working like into Shadow Blade. Potential Silver's Edge was be incredibly important at taking care of the 2 passives that the Spectre has. But this is just a farm game. They're able to kind of keep up with what they can get across the map. They do have the ultimate Brewmaster available, so he's probably going to wrap around mid and try and take the fight here. See kind of the position coming out. What's the snap I got? Arcane? Yeah. Wouldn't seeing Radiant get a ward up on that high, but you're still got to be careful because, I mean, the Sun Ray, no levels in it, Nature's Tendon's no levels either, but Radiant aren't going to be easy to kill. Each one, they're at least in trouble. The Mortimer Kiss got the slows. He'll get the run buff, but I don't think it's going to matter. Really nicely done from RNG. Flywind's dishing out so much damage with this kind of urn kicking into the Cinderbrew. And now they're going to put pressure on top of the T1 tower here. And Astra's got Metamorphosis along with the drums if he actually wants to take the fight. That is more of a Kickers and Brewmaster ulti down. So it looks like, yeah, they'll try and defend it. It's not the easiest interest support duo. And he's doing an immense amount of work on the backline as well, just dishing out 3 points in the Fury also with the attack speed. He's going to travel up forward here, but without the floor up initiation. That's a big issue with the lineup right now. ASTER. Yeah, XXS is going actually for this straight BKB instead of kind of a blink or a trunk, so doesn't really have a way to be able to get into the fight. And so we're going to really have to rely on ASTER, at least the conquer, on ASTER to be able to find that opening there. It's still just space for you, Spec, who's getting a decent amount of fun. The rest of the callers are as well for Dire. So this game kind of slowing down a little bit. 12 minutes in, 1,000 network lead for the boys on Radiant. There's many officers, so they want to try and take a fight and put pressure on top objectives. They're going to slow siege down mid. Brewmaster ult is on cooldown though, so it's going to be difficult for RNG to actually take the fight. Iron could be in trouble. They get the torrent, boat combination, especially with the Doom as well. Boat only clocks up to 1. It's a nice egg. Can they deal with like DD? And when it's going to try to, they will be successful. But what the consequence of Radiant incredibly tanky? That run buff keeping them afloat here. DD will fall. They've got the Sunburst, so SCC stays alive there. It's a 2-for-1. Conquer still fine. Run's going to keep him off. But that is big. I mean, if I have the Mortimer Kiss, I have the Bruce Loot, I think that actually goes in the favor of RNG. But now it's a 2,000 network feed for the boys on ASTER. Very, very big fight for them to take. I mean, this could still be a decent time for RNG to make a play. They know they did use a couple ultimates. So I'd like to see them make a movement across the map. They might not even need to. They might just walk down mid because the tier 1 tower is pretty weak. Yeah, they're going to wrap around Flywin. I believe they saw him out to cut. Fade's got the dive as well, so he should be fine. 136 movement speed. Jeez. No, that's a cool choreo. It's Muroku. Tranks. Okay. Well, he's going to lose his... If it might lose it, he won't lose it, but he just... run straight into it. Okay, never mind. Nice dodge, but still might get caught here. Flywin doesn't really want to pop the ultimate. Both is playing around with Super. Next to the T1 tower, Center is going to give him some protection, but it meanwhile, 1-8, he's going to get caught out here. They don't have Doom and they'll drag him back. Hawk on cooldown as well, so they can't follow up. They're going to try and get in range here. Spectre's incredibly tanky, but now with Fade with the rotation coming forward, they still don't have the Sun Ray for the percent damage. XXS can chase him down, however, a little bit more tick damage, and it will be now Fade secure with the Fire Spirit. Now Flying Witch just can't get in range of the ultimate though. That's a big deal for Aster. One kill over the Spectre, and meanwhile, that's also with all kind of their big ults on cooldown. You know, Doom was still down, the Egg just came up, Metamorphosis was on cooldown as well. Very, very important for Aster to be able to find that kill, and it's just going to slow down the Spectre, who's kind of this big win condition for RNG at the moment. And also the first death of the game for him.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bounty.
Success could be in trouble. He doesn't really want to pop the BKB defensively, but he might have to here. Doesn't have the movements coming out, so pop the BKB, the TP's available, and we get it off. They'll even pop the ult because they got the hook shot to be able to cancel, so XXS, BKB forced out in second duration here. He's got a good shot for the movement speed. If they'll have long enough, but he doesn't get the longed off, unfortunately. It's massive. He might be able to catch out one mid if Tron can find a hero. They do have the ball on the high ground. They don't really want to reveal what it looks like for support. So 10-second BKB duration now used for Doom. They do have to commit the burst lit, but really nice. They just super on the back line. Super's got some reinforcement coming in the areas. Cole sets up for more of a kisses, but Broken will fall. Nothing really Chuan can do to help out there. Another nice pick off RNG, you know, slowing this thing down a little bit, taking fights when they have this advantage. Still wrapping around. Jupiter's just going to try and get a deep ward Radiant. Spot's not completed on the laner as well, but I wouldn't mind seeing Aster hold off until the Doom. She's going to have pretty shortly. They're going to smoke up. Bruce even got his own blink as well. But Chuan has to be the one frontline to. They do scan correctly here for RNG, so they're well aware of this movement. Flywin might not be able to get out fast enough though. He'll make it away. And meanwhile, they're still going to hunt forward. No, you're going to be there. They catch him out. This is big. Got the Metamorphosis and want to disengage. Where's he going? Constantly back and forth. It looks like the time's going to be the last second here. Do commit the bow. But now with bot lane shoved in, they're probably going to try and find the tower. They might not even need creeps. They should just be able to take the tier 1. That's a big kill. That's Haunt now used as well. A nice attempt from Monet. Just not going to be able to get out of range there. It's awkward trying to follow up the Spectre who's like punching back and forth with the Haunt. And they'll lose the T1, so back to a 3,000 net worth lead. Meanwhile, Dire doing a good job of keeping the other lane shoved out. You see these Boots of Travel on the laner. You know, Boots of Travel's not really had much of it felt like that change really hindered it with the multiple TPs available where you can. It was pretty much this free refresh up of your mana pool. You know, on intel heroes, you shove out the lane, you take back the base, and then a lot of times, like, you know, the Lina, the Puck, for some reason they're the only two heroes that can really the Leshrac as well, who's going for the bots. You know, it's just so nice because your heroes that are super strong at being able to shove out lanes, you do it at an incredibly fast rate, but you also have an immense amount of high magical burst damage early, so it just gets to the stage where you shove up the lane, use all your base, and then TP in and pick a fight. It's a little bit more different now because, of course, the bots doesn't have that, you know, multiple TP scrolls available. Yeah. They are going to smoke up. Meta's down for 60. They got some nice aggressive vision as well at the moment. So they're going to try and smoke to their wards. They're not going to be able to catch anyone out. Radiant themselves, they're well aware, playing around their own board. They got a couple of items to be able to reveal here. XXS with the blink. I believe we still haven't seen the Pumaster reveal his blink yet, unless he's farmed up another lane. But look at the triangle that Dire have with formed by their vision. He's going to try and wrap around. ASTER is getting scouted, but he's going to pop the smoke first. Looks like they're going to try and burst down the Terrorblade. But can they do so? They're going to play a push shot. The Terrorblade will end up falling before Sunder. He's not going to end up rejoining the fight. Now with the egg, it's a perfect positioning. Sapphire is actually going to be able to bring it down. Stop, but can they take this fight still? Level 4, XXS with ejection to be. Felix has got the mech, but it looks like the Doom's going to be able to continue the chase. However, Cyclone with the Conquer with a quick blue fork. The XXS is still going to be option. Now after the Bruce Splits expires, they'll chuck out the big ults to lock him in. It looks like Nate still want to continue to the fight. He'll commit with the horn to catch out the backline with the dagger, kills off the Conquer. And now they're completely wasted there. So RNG, it's a 2 for 4, but it's a massive fight for them. They'll try to put a little bit of pressure on top of the tier 2 Glyph. Give them some protection. XXS. Oh, I mean, the Phoenix back alive. I think Fly's dead here. Yeah, he's going to try and take BR. He might make it before the damage required. Oh, Spirit Vessel. No, beautifully done. All right, they do find it at the base, so at least that's something. Because RNG have been taking these past couple of team fights perfectly. I mean, the Terrorblade, the Sunray still in level 2 at the moment, so they weren't really able to get in range and protect him. They didn't get the run fast enough, so Terrorblade's just, you know, once he gets BKB, I think this is going to be it faster. BKB is going to feel a lot more impactful than the Manta Meteor Hammer. And they might try and take a Roche fight with that, especially with kind of a team fight, you know, inside a close vicinity for ASTER. But the big issue is that, you know, that egg looked pretty decent because the Brute in the ulti form, Lena was getting controlled up. You know, you can never count out the Snapfire. And that little shell, just the value point in it. Your Snapfires can really play around against the Phoenix. Instead of playing with your Mortal Kisses, you try and deal with the egg. They don't really have a good lineup to do so. Lena's not bad with the Fury Ball, but that's really about all. So Terrorblade's top of the network at the moment. Spectre's kind of hunting. He's doing a really good job at keeping up. But the question is that, I mean, what's the timing for Dire? I mean, they're not really close to any items for the Spectre. You know, BKB is about to get picked up for the Lena. That's pretty important. Brewer's kind of close. Well, not as close as what the Lena is. So I think the BKB is on both teams. You're really going to show, because there's a lot of magic damage that's coming out. Because as well, Terrorblade pretty much has his Conquer, still needs a bit. So yeah, this kind of item timing is a little bit off from the cause. They're not really going to be able to hit this massive spike at the same time. But I still feel like we're going to see a big fight around Roche, because both teams can take it. Your Spectre with Desolate maxed out does an incredible job at taking Roche. You've also got the Metamorphosis, which fast. I don't believe we've got any. Yeah, no medallions. I don't see any minus, so I'm going to help with the Roche. But there's the BKB on the Terrorblade, so that looks like the big item that Radiant were looking for. Kind of gripping up for a smoke. They got one on Baboka. They need to deal with another lane. Smoke, but the issue is they don't have vision, but it looks like Dire going for their own smoke play. XXS catching it super. Should have the chicken locked down. Dire up on the high ground. Super stays alive long enough, but I mean, I think definitely dead. Finally opening with the hook. Claim the kill. Should be able to get the D-Ward up on the high ground as well in the meanwhile. So that's a smoke for position 5. You're not really missing out on too much here. You do end up losing a ward, which I'd say is pretty important. So I guess ASTER, I'd say they're happy with that. You don't really commit anything as well. No ultimate. You're still going to allow the Conquer to get closer and closer towards the BKB, so you hit the timings at the same time. As we see, Lena's got the BKB delivered. Blink forward. Chuan could be in trouble. Flywind just trying to see if he can commit any abilities here. They can touch him out, so now they're going to drag him back. Yeah, it's just poke and prod back and forth. Flywind, if you can maybe get an ultimate out of Conquer, maybe, you know, any defensive ability for anyone else. I guess really just the boat is kind of the one thing you're trying to get out there, because he doesn't really have a BKB. And then with that X, it's like, all right, we're going to drag it back on your brew. You're worried about having the split here to keep yourself alive. But this is a nice read from XXS. Tries to get the high first. Dire are attempting a full wraparound here, but Radiant do have very good vision. So if they play around their secret shop, they're going to have this tree line with the ward advantage to be able to pop the smoke and get the opening. I mean, whoever finds initiation, very important. Chuan might be able to. Oof. Close. But should be aware of how this is playing. They have a ward of... They do. So the Radiant see... Hang on. Yeah, it looks like they do see it. Or kind of. It's like, it's not showing on the map. Maybe they don't. It's kind of bugged out. Yeah, no, we can't see it. Come on. It was coming up. To then be able to... Just playing around the vision. That's the main thing. We're going to see the team kind of... You know that the next objective is Roche. ASTER going to be careful because Terrorblade, I mean, he does have that ultimate as well now completed. It's a little bit more stats. Super's going to try and wrap around. The Roker on the front line though, Enchantress from try and take damage. They've got Haunted as well. Try and burst down the Enchantress. They'll do so successfully. It's a nice egg away from this Sapphire. They're not going to be able to bring it down. I want the one, but it looks like even the second mine is not falling here. They try to get the Crick and make it down to lower ground. Dagger not going to end up paying off. Multiple BKBs from ASTER paying out. They'll find 2 kills. It's a 2 for 1. They're hunting for more though. Fly when he's got the ult. Now nice X back. He's still going to be able to get this one. No, cancels it out. Radiant can take the fight if they've got the vision advantage. If XXS find the open with the dude on top of Brewmaster, the EKBs will cool down now from ASTER. They won't get any metamorphosis. About a third of the duration left over. How does he have the Aghanim already? Holy crap.
Dire are scanning.
Wow. I haven't seen the Aghanim in a while on Doom. There's kind of been a hero that hasn't been picked up too much, but the stun duration 1.75 now. You get the break as well. The break is the big thing we brought up earlier. The fact that maybe the Conquer is going to go for the Silver's Edge. They're actually even going to smoke up on Radiant. I mean, they still got their ultimates. I think the Metamorphosis is the big thing they're missing. And the egg. They're going to wrap around. They don't have vision at the moment. They have a ward they can place. Broker, yep, he's got a couple. So it's going to be a good spot for them to fight. Looks like Dire's going to fine. So Felix is going to get caught here. So free pick up for support. Don't really use too much there. 4,000 with lead at the moment here from ASTER, having a pretty good performance. 5,000 now to make it out too. So the good thing is, take a look at the Terrorblade's farm though. Like TB's now taking over 3,000 heads. It wasn't in the neck, but you'll eliminate that death through the long team fight, which is pretty drastic. And now you take a look at the vision that Radiant have around bot. They're really going to try and put pressure on top of the tier 2 bot, put pressure on top of the tier 2 mid. The issue is that they still haven't taken Roche yet, and I think it's got like success. Oh, the creeps blocking out the hook shot. He's got the BKB. They can turn now for the ultimate as well if they want to. Chuck down the Doom. Here come the TP rotations. Which one's going to be able to lock the Inspector? They're going to try and protect him with Brewmaster ultimate, but it's not going to work out. They need to do it now. Fly with the Earth. It's not speedy, but he should have Blink afterwards. This might just be Roche, though. We expect the dead. Super C's got metal if he wants to pop it here, so they're just going to walk straight to Roche. That's also Bruce splitting down as well, so Dire. Without hookshot, you can't really cook it with bottom kisses. It could have been a possibility. Might try, but got the vision on top of DD, so now with the X comes dragging back. Checks with the gun mechanic. He's still got the BKB to probably utilize, but now actually see stuck up on the Dragon Hell with the cloaks not really going to work out here. Super gets the cookie to bounce back, but actually with the slow from the sky, he continues to the follow-up. That is a BKB burnt now down for the Terrorblade, but it looks like it's a matter of the walk back after another pick off the Clan Roche. A little bit aggressive there, trying to at least contest it. But now with just a couple of heroes down, they won't be able to drop more kisses. Chuan's hunting, he knows at least see where the stat fight is going to be. Unfortunately though, Torrent's going to be off the mark. He doesn't get the vision required for the X. So Roche will fall. They're probably going to chill out for this now. They did pop a little bit for it. You got to wait until Meta. Maybe Chuan can get closer and closer towards the AC. The blast is actually going to be pretty important for this. Really just want long drawn out fights, man. This run buff's going to enable them the constant kill with the Sunray, the Nature's Attendance. As long as you don't get bursted down, I honestly mind seeing. I mean, Terrorblade's already incredibly tanky. 3k HP thanks to the stats he's got from the Scardy, the drums, the BKB, even the drums as well, 6 attributes. So I think it's so important because the one that you killed Terrorblade this game is that Monet doesn't have any burst on the Spectre. The Brew doesn't really offer you a burst. It's really just a hook shot until you're going to play it into the Mortar Kisses. That's it. If you can't kill him throughout the duration, then he should be able to get the Sunder off. Fate. Here's something to... doesn't really have anything to do here. He's got to be careful how far he continues. He'll even commit to vision, at least to cancel the TP from Felix. So, he's going to pick off. That is egg now used, but oh well. They'll bring down Felix, he'll waste some time. Radiant still trying to build the vision down bot. They do have this sword stuck in there still. Looks like they're able to take care of the one on the higher ground. No, maybe I'll go down for that kill if it was iffy. But it's just they're going to try and get some map control on their side of on the bot. Them do farm. 2-1 and 10. Went for that Devour goal as well. 120 plus.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And a bait here. This wall does go out XXS. Chuan's not going to get shown here. They'll see XXS moving forward. They think he's solo at the moment, so Chuan might be able to catch out Super. You get that vision inside the river. Super's in trouble. XXS, the opening off as well, is actually on top of the quick peek at as well from Flywin. He's going to be able to get the ult and knocking up the hook shot as well. They're going to be careful. They're going to try and burst down the Duke before he's able to get the XXS. He's in trouble, but they protect him down with a quick cave. Monet holds forward as well, but they just can't kill off anyone. Where's the follow-up? And Maestro was going to move forward as well. Monet, he had to commit into the middle of the fight. Now with the Metamorphosis has popped the Spectre, dragged back. There's just way too much damage for them to handle. That's a massive blunder from RNG. They tried to commit to the fight, but I mean, Spectre didn't really do too much at the moment. Your Brew ulti was a little lackluster. Radiant, just no one died there. Doom's so hard to kill. And now with the Metamorphoses, they've got it for a little duration here. 29 seconds here with Catapult Wave. They can walk up high ground. They also have the vision to hunt. Chuan trying to catch up Felix. He gets the range for the X and XXS. Should be able to follow up. It's still got the Duke. He wants to utilize this as well to be able to catch up Flywin. That fire should end up pulling. It's nice. They're still chasing. They're going to be careful how deep they want to dive, but look wrap around Astro is going to be able to clean off Felix. They've got the egg if they can bring it down. It's a nice LSA, but the egg's going to end up popping here. Now Tile, they have to commit for a horrible fight. Terrorblade will rip them apart the backline. RNG, they lose all 5. Triple and Triple C. The G is a drop. RNG, they've got to tap out. A 31-minute victory here from Radiant. An incredible performance from them. That egg, just one hit would have cleaned it up, but ASTER, they hold off. And that's the feeling, man, where you just have Terrorblade, that PKB timing. It's like the 2 items from Terrorblade.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes Feel like a dynamite, ready to explore right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. With crimson secrets and forbidden bliss, can't stay still, don't stop that thrill.
RNG's turn to pick. Radiant team pick.
Mars!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. RNG's turn to pick. Radiant team pick.
Ancient apparition.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. RNG's turn to ban.
Shadow Demon.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. RNG's turn to ban. Radiant team ban.
Gentlemen, welcome back. We got a second game. Team ASTER currently up 1 game. I mean, RNG looking to try and pull something out at the moment. They currently situated on the die side. They did take first pick, and Team ASTER, they wanted to take Radiant instead, so they get the good old Radiant and die and a Radiant and second pick combo. But as we take a look, RNG, they actually wanted to put priority on the Terrorblade and the Void Spirit in the first phase. We're seeing a lot of teams that when they're versing ASTER, they're banning out the Ire. This one actually gets let through here. Instantly ASTER are going to pick it up. You know, RNG do get the Mars and the Ancient Apparition, which is going to be pretty nice, but I've seen time and time again, I was questioning. I thought they were going to go the Eye with the Characopter. It's just a really, really potent combo, which I see ASTER run constantly, you know, especially because they're on whereas value gets increased drastically when you're on the inside, just because being able to flip the triangle camp. So I wonder what they're going to try and pair up with the Iro here. It's going to be interesting because there's not, well, they end up Morphling themselves, but you don't really want to play Morphling versus the AA. So I kind of like this AA pick because it's really good versus the Ire, takes away that effect of kind of the constant heal sustain. And then also a couple of heroes that are good versus the Mars, Morphling in particular, you can't really play to deal with the Mars because then you're playing into one of your big counters in the Ancient Apparitions. So it makes it awkward. It forces ASTER to actually ban it out instead for themselves. I love that pick though. That's a really good pick. And it's into someone who's going to be able to get rid of this constant sustain that ASTER want to play into with the AA. But I think you have two supports right now, in particular Io's here that doesn't offer you any initiation, no team fights, no ways to start. You need catch, and you never want to relocate in without someone who's already kind of being able to wait in the trees and set up for that relocate. Otherwise, the enemy team is going to get the heads up and just run away. And wow. Oh, Willow. I mean, this is a really good Willow game. Against the Ire, I love any AoE abilities. It's also comboed up with the Mars. Look at this at least team fight. If Mars gets a good timing on a blink, they might just be able to take over with the Mars initiation, locking them in for the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast, the Dark Willow follow-up.
Remaining.
We don't really see too much of this hero at the moment here. Did kind of get buffed up a little bit.
Legion Commander.
Not too much. And they're instantly going to go for the Legion. I mean, this is a pretty good Legion game. Dark Willow, you can dispel off the, I believe, Terrorize Fear, the Bramble Maze, the Curse Crown. So pretty much everything from Dark Willow is dispellable. You've got a hard dispel for the Mars Spear now as well. And look at kind of the sustain once again. We saw last game with the Phoenix, the Conquer, the Enchantress, the Doom. But now they have an Iro, Conquer, Legion. It's a lot of just constant heals that come now, which make it very difficult for RNG. But this does now kind of work back in the favor of the OD. We don't see this hero too much, but he's one that plays incredibly well against tanky heroes that don't have this high intel pool. We can kind of just constantly stack up the sanities, whether it's you constantly astraling people, whether it's you constantly, chucking out the arcane orb.
Radiant team ban.
So there's going to be a very big factor throughout the fight, and a really good matchup versus the Conquer. I mean, you've got the Asher to be able to protect someone if through the Jewel, through the Torrent Boat combination. You are very squishy on RNG. A Willow, OD, pretty squishy. You got to be careful. These are heroes that don't really want anyone to get on top of you. So the Legion and the Monk is going to be awkward. And I mean, Aster going to look for this melee carry with Ire. I think PA would have been incredible this game, but yeah, I actually really like that ban on RNG. We don't see PA too much, but that's a nice ban. Yes. Check the hero sheet actually. Let's see, what do we got? Ursa might just get kited, I think, versus the OD. Ricky, I still really like Ricky. I mean, it doesn't work with Ire at all, but I think Ricky versus Mars and OD is super strong. We're not really seeing Ricky too much. Mars is kind of coming back into favor, so I wonder if Ricky might get a little bit more playtime. Luna could be another one. Ire Luna's not the worst. Not really a hero that I thought would kind of play to get on top of the OD. I think that would be more in particular. We did see Luna get changed as well. Yeah, I think it's just going to be someone... Can they conquer, actually? It could be okay. Sorry, could they void? And then, because they have the conquer to be able to pair up with that, it could be okay. And that is ultra lost from Team Aster as well, so saving it for SCC to be able to get that win condition, so... They're going to be able to see what RNG really trying to reveal it with their draft, and they'll get a pretty good understanding of how they want to play around it.
Radiant team ban.
There's a... I don't mind it. I really think it would have worked pretty well for Team Aster, honestly. It's also getting amplified with the Shadow Demon. You've got the Legion. I mean, look at that. They really want to right-click and core. I think that's why Ricky won't get picked, because Ire's buffing you up your attack speed. Legion, you can use to press the attack aggressively. They need someone to siege high ground. And really would have come into play. So I wonder if, honestly, Juggle Lifestealer might played here. Like, it's really good. There's no ways they can pierce through BKB.
RNG's turn to pick.
Yeah, I really feel like Lifestealer or Jug, but we don't really see that. Those heroes kind of fell off. I feel like Lifestealer was just such a better Jug for a while, and then Jug slowly getting buffed up. Like, he did kind of
10 seconds remaining.
the last patch. I mean, Omni Slash now provides a plus 40 attack speed, which is pretty nuts. His talents got increased as well. Both of them got increased pretty drastically, actually. But they're more the Blade Fury, the movement speed, and the DPS. We'll see though. So, what's the pick here from RNG? What are they looking for with their carry to try and give over to Monet? And another way to be able to get on top of the eye is going to be nice. We'll Spectre again, so that's the way to get on top of the eye. They are really slow on RNG. I mean, it's just the Mars and Willow can make plays, but I feel like OD's kind of hit or miss. Should have a really good matchup, which is the big issue there. They're gonna save this ultra best Triple C, and there should be a hero you can kind of take over the game with. It's gonna have to be a good matchup with the Mars. Needs to be a tower healer as well, and someone that can rely on the right clicks, because you really want to be able to utilize that attack speed bonus from the IO and the Legion. Unfortunately, they can't really go back for the Terrorblade as well, because they did get the first phase kind of boot from RNG. Really surprised, actually, even the Void Spirit. Just a completely different prioritization through that first phase bans, but we're out of that. I guess they didn't have ban the co-op because Asta did. So that's first phase, you don't have to worry about that. I'm trying to just simple a couple of errors. What is Spectre's a tricky one to be able to take over. You can have a hero that has kind of the 2-item timing where you just come online before the Spectre does. That was the big thing about the Terrorblade last game. And this is why I think they might have been a little bit more favored to draft the Ira Gyrocopter, because I'm kind of indecisive on actually what they want to go for with this last pick carry, and I wonder if they are as well. Trying to find, they're going to use all their reserve time, of course, but it might be better if they, I guess if you go Ira Gyro and then you don't pick the Shadow Demon gear, it probably just gets banned out instead, so it doesn't really matter. Maybe, I don't know if they're thinking of putting the Conqueror on the one as well, because Conqueror against the OD is not going to play well.
Choose your
They,
hero.
I think they actually just did it. Wait, what is this draft? What the heck? What the? What is going on? Was Invoker? Wait. Hang on a second. I mean, Invoker did get changed a little bit. The base damage got increased by 2. The Forge Spirit base attack time got improved. Pretty much about it. Invoke no longer triggers spell events like Magic Stick. I thought they were just going to try and... I wonder, maybe Ash is more comfortable in the Invoker. I mean, he was that mid lane player back when he was on newbie. So I'm actually intrigued to see how they play the lanes. If they're going to keep... Can Invoker actually be this right click? Like, this could be nuts. Invoker with Exort, Alacrity, IO buffing you, Legion buffing you, you might just do so much damage here. And it's also another way to initiate. I think, I said multiple times that you got the Conquer for the IO relocate. Even Shadow Demon's okay. You can purge into the relocate. You can... you can banish into the relocate. You got the duel now. It's nice setup. It's a really good Exort game with the Sunstrike combo. You got the Conquer, the Legion. It is awkward though because I think the OD is gonna have a really good performance. So I want to see how SCCC plays this. How the lanes in particular. I think RNG is a little bit easier. I think they're easier to execute. So I'd skip Dial. I think the level 6 is just gonna be drastic. Like the Invoker's level 6 isn't as important. I might be able to find a couple of pickoffs, but that's really about it. So, at least from RNG.
I won't lie, that was unexpected.
No. Just
This draft intrigued on how they're gonna. So they're gonna put Chuan down bar. Okay.
for battle.
So maybe SCCC is just more comfortable in the Invoker. And I really want to see how the Conquer wants to itemize this game.
你行，你上。
Because I feel like could there have been a better hero to put the Conquer safe, and then because they still could have gone for a mid hero that can utilize the attack. Because I really feel like the Invoker is not going to, unless that's how SCCC is going to play this game as just kind of like a right clicker. I guess you can actually play with the Legion, give Legion to the space. Well, that's an easy D1. Isn't this camp small anyway? So, yeah, I really think blocking the Dice small camp is pretty difficult now. Because just one full sentry, 1 sentry, the whole AoE. You can sentry the raid one now because at least the hitbox got increased pretty much.
来，你打
They
我
moved
呀！
it back. So that looks like they're just going to try and get the favorable lane matchup. I feel like either lane's kind of fine. I don't think there's a real big losing lane if the the comp is against Mars or if the Legions are against the
The
Spectre.
battle begins.
Oh, we get it? Oh, money just flies by. It's gonna eat a little bit of damage, but I mean, good thing it got 4.2 HP regen. You'll love to see it. So we're back up to full in time. Nice 3 bounties coming out from RNG. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna pay a little bit of attention to the mid lane. We're gonna remember the base damage did get increased by the Invoker. He's also got the Exort, so +6 coming out from him. So there's a bit of a damage advantage, and once this continues on, it's going to be interesting because the OD should be able to just run up Astral kind of constantly. What's the attack range? 600 to the 450, so it's a lot lower than for the OD. But the Invoker does kind of rely on levels, and the OD is a hero very similar to the Pugna, We just utilize that W just to constantly to put pressure on top of the lane, just kind of manipulating the mid lane plate to be able to secure the experience. He's playing a really good job already though, but I wonder how Super C is going to play. Yeah, this is that X mid invoker that we're seeing kind of a little bit more often now. I don't think we're still at a range where Midas is an item. It's been getting buffed up. That recipe all got reduced. The experience has been getting increased. But it still really feels like Midas just isn't at a stage at the moment. No, don't lose that. Oh, no, I don't know. Super. Be careful. The massive amount of movement speed they have on Aster at top, they can just kind of run down the Ancient Apparition, who is getting pretty pushed up forward here. But early on, Monet just got melted, man. Those moment of courage procs, they can tick you down pretty fast once they start stacking up. And I mean, but Burker is one of the best IOs. Even Fade's an incredible IO player as well. Astro, one of the few teams that I still see heavily prioritize this hero. Felix? Shadow Realm's not cooldown, never mind. I was going to say, might actually be able to get aggressive there, but no, instead. So this is a bit annoying that the Conk is being played in the side lane. You know, this is a hero that kind of likes getting that Tidebringer maxed out at a fast rate for your farm, being able to harass in the lane. You know, gives you potential as well with the kill threat once you hit 6. So it was never built this vision in the area, but the guy's trying to turn with the banishment into the setup now for the Torrent. Felix. Not going to get pretty blocked down, but it is poison stacks. Fade's going to try and get the 4th. There's only level 1. Fade needs an extra point here to be able to find the kill, and now Spear looks it back. Flywind might actually be able to get a return, at least a good bit of return damage. Very nice. Those sticks into the Fairy Fire, pretty important. Did it? 8 denies that was massive. SCC's not having as good of a time as I was expecting. I mean, once you start finding the levels, you'll get to a stage where you should feel pretty safe at being able to last it. I mean, at next level in Exo, you'll be fine. Should get that. Well, he's gonna get chased down here. Tries to protect himself with the cold feet, but unfortunately he's in trouble. Next success doesn't have the overwhelming odds for that burst damage, so it looks like the Ancient Apparition is going to be able to get back towards the tower. But you see that threat that's going to be able to coming out for them. Did they put it? Ooh, they have the cold snap. SCC is starting to get pretty active here mid. That level 5 I think is going to be a pretty big timing. Even the level 6 on the OD is not very important, which is another factor. They've always got this Sunstrike to set up the top, but they don't have any stuns at the moment. So, you know, if XXS can get a pretty fast level 6, you know, it's a bit difficult because the IR is someone who really wants to sit, you know, with the poor and find as many levels as possible. But it's a very, very slow game. 4 minutes in, no kills at the moment. The team pretty content with how this is going, just trying to get what little farm they can. Working to these little power spikes to level 6s. We might even see if they can get at a fast rate by the bounties. You know, maybe the mid lanes can kind of make a movement across, but not really, not too much is going to happen. You know, might see rotation coming out eventually if we see like a good power and pick up. You know, OD with an invis ain't really going to do too much. So Super C will turn. He's got double null though, so a decent amount of stats. So does SCC, but it's like, you see the damage really isn't showing from the Invoker. But whenever the Ash is on cooldown, it does get rid of the survivability factor from the OD, so you've really got to be careful with how you play around with that. So we haven't put too much attention to the side lanes. 31 and 4 for the Mars. So we're a pretty good time. They are hunting down the Spectre. He'll be fine. Big ball down bot there. They got the banishment. The torrent set up perfectly timed here from Chuan. I mean, for about half HP. But if they found that Tidebringer, Chuan actually might have been able to find the kill, but the creeps are a little bit too far away from him to glue to. 31 4 for the Mars, 28 in 1. So it's kind of neck and neck. It's bottom side. This is a nice setup as well. You can hold the X till afterwards, so you go disruption, the torrent, and then the X after. 1-8. Damn, half HP just gone. Good thing he's got the ring health. 14.1 regen. Super's even gone for a headdress here. But XXS does have another odd jump, it's going to be careful with the positioning at the moment. I'm very surprised we actually haven't seen a kill with the Legion Eye. I thought that was going to be probably one of the kill threats. Even actually bot with the Mars Willow. Tron, speaking about that, might end up falling. He's got to juke around the Bramble. We'll be able to do so. Some bottle charges. Fade's even got a sell if you want to try and knock it out top of the combo. So, anyway. Oh, am I getting away? No? Okay, never mind. They don't have the vision. And he is. He's going to go the Midas here. Okay, so Aster going to play super slow with his Midas pickup. But it's a pretty good game for it, and I like what Aster have done. They've shoved it out. He's got the Sunstrike ready and waiting. Super's going to have to dodge this. Looks like XXS might just be able to find the kill. Get first bullet, they're going to be able to on Radiant. Fade's even going to be able to find another one as the Mars falls. But was that with the Sunstrike? I believe it was, yeah. There's no cooldown. It's very nicely done. They really got committed there, but you can banish into the torrent, and then that should be enough for the Sunstruck. And Radiant, I love how they're playing this. They're going to try and shove out the lane when they can't really deal with the catapult wave. It's just trying to right click it down as fast as possible. But it just feels like whenever we see an export invoker, you just play around your mid lane, shove it out, go farm the jungle, try and find Sunstrike kills. So Radiant really, really wants to put emphasis with the Legion Commander and the Conquer making plays across the map to set up for the bonus goal that needs to come out for the invoker. Because if he doesn't get ahead, then this kind of greedy build that you go for without making plays, export, I'd say it might have been pretty greedy. The level 6 now, so Radiant, it's going to be very difficult to get dived with the banishment, survivability into the boat as well. The one big factor is that, top lane XXS, top of the net worth, he's going to go straight for the blink. I love this choice, however, down bot. Here's the issue, Flywind, Sunstrike, up for the boat combination. Very, very nicely done. Third kill of the game here from Aster. They got 1,000 net worth lead at the moment, starting to kind of take over finding these kills. But this is a game where they can't push the pressure. And this was one big issue with the lineup, is that you have an OD, you have the Spectre. You can't really draft more than one farming hero, it really feels like at the moment. OD kind of is, you can play a little fast. You can kind of switch up the playstyle a little bit depending on if you have to. If you haven't drafted anyone else to make the plays, but it definitely doesn't feel good. Respect is not really going to be able to push the tempo as well. They've got the duel, well, the TP from the OD, but nice ward positioning. Really heads up there. That's a strong ward. They're well aware they want to dive the Spectre. If they put a ward on the backline, it's probably going to get easily de-warded. I'm actually a huge fan of that ward from Aster. It just makes a lot of sense. I might sort of dive him here. I mean, Monet's going to be careful. They need a plus 1. They're not doing enough damage for him to get in range for the Sunstrike. Legion's got to blink at 9 minutes in. I mean, that's how they need to play. Just constantly finding pickoffs. It's so clean. I mean, this is exactly what's working well for Kai, though. Well, maybe not Felix's luck. That's not working too well. But dragging back the boat to the Sunstrike fire. When it's in range, however, Felix can still end up falling, though. Can't really see how much health that does. I mean, if you look at the top, I guess, did a lot more damage than I was expecting. I mean, Exort already 4 points in the moment. Broker's about to hit the 5th level as well. That's going to try and reveal the blink here. I think Super's the only one that can really kill. And the OD TP is on cooldown as well. It's about to come back up. And actually, DD's making movement towards the top side. So they're going to fall for the jewel. They need the Sunstrike. It's going to come at the last second. So they don't find the jewel victory now. Super, I mean, he'll sacrifice his life. But when he'll find return kill. They're even going to find another. Well, DD's got the ultimate, Baboka. No one to tether to. Goes to the creep, but without mana for the TP. Sunstrike wasn't available. If they got the kill fast off, maybe the Legion would have been able to get out. Now, Triple C is going to try and put some pressure on top of mid, which is pretty important. They've got a catapult wave, so maybe it's worth losing 2 heroes if Triple C kind of drags his health down to a 3rd HP.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, Alacrity catapult is disgusting. Oof, that damage. Is he actually going to take the tower? I mean, they need to do something about it. You can't let him take the tower. And Radiant well aware, they're going to try and protect it with the rotations in the backline. As Triple C Tornado latches up and have the blink 4, they're going to try and close up. He doesn't have any abilities to Sunstrike now, with the Torn onto 2 with the combinations here. RNG, they get protected by 1 with the Asher, but it's not going to matter. The Dark Force is going to fall. They relatively healthy because he dodged all the damage. But that's just, I mean, you're happy with that. Aster, they get a T1 Tower, they get a Dark Willow kill. In the meanwhile, farming up the side. And making space to fade. Get the Conquer making plays across the map, get the Legion pushing out top. You've got Kill Threat now to set up for the Invoker. Put Fade in the dead lane. Just have him shoved out with the poison, get a little bit of farm. And you can do so much as a defensive support once you get items. So, makes sense? Be careful here. So the one good thing, I mean, Monet is getting a lot of farm. 2-0, top of the network at the moment. You're neck and neck with the highest amount of last hits. But the big issue is, again, he's going to go for the meteor hammer into the man zone. This is a very... These items aren't really going to allow you to do too much. Meanwhile, Triple C is just mass farming. You know, he's going to scale incredibly well if they just give him the space, and you know that minus has been changed now. The recipe cost reduced by 100. Multiplier went up from 185% to 210%. So Dire are well aware they need to try and make something happen. You know, they've got the Haunt, they've got the team fight, they've got the level 6s now, super hitting kids. You know, you've got the Terrorize with the Arena combination. I'd say Dire have a far superior team fight lineup, and they really need to use this whenever they have it available to find kills. They'll probably wait till Fly gets his blink because they don't have the greatest initiation at the moment, and then they might smoke up and try and defend the top tower because Radiant still don't have someone to really take objectives. Which one? I'm gonna go back for that Shadow Blade that we saw as well last game. Because they don't have the term, he might actually go for the Silver's Edge still. Because I think Aghanim's was massive last game from XXS. Need more dual kills, man. I mean, he's had blink for too long for him to not have any dual kills. They need to hunt. I think that's a one big downside of how Astra are playing this at the moment. XXS getting a lot of farm, but not getting any dual kills, and you need to be finding kills constantly with the Sunstrike, you know, especially when you go for this first item blink as well. Now I'm going to bring the Goon Squad top. Looks like Mars, he's got the blink available coming out of Warrior. Too much mana, especially if he TP's top as well. He's still got Bottle Soaring, 16-1 charges and the Mango, so he'll be fine. The tower's going to end up falling too fast before their Mars commit to the TP. Radiant still have the vision advantage if they drag her fight away from them, but it's a nice route that locks into, but it's Horizon the Ice Blast can protect the Iro. Banishment's going to give them the space, but it looks like the Conquer's falling low. However, still able to put the abilities off, but it's not going to matter. There's a nice torrent to lock them away. It'll allow Fate to disengage. I say that though, the Astral there in the Vortex for the vision. Flywind's going to blink forward. Acid them with the fire. Astral is going to fall up. It's a nice Tornado with Meatball combination onto 2. They can protect themselves with the Astral with number 1. It looks like Dire should be able to take a pretty successful fight here. Triple kill for Monet. Super's going to make it back inside the base. They had no vision, so no Sunstrike opportunity, but that's big. I just can't be at that range. You see, it was a nice banishment, but that's the big fight where Dire kind of get all their ultimates. They've been used pretty much every. I mean, OD ulti didn't get used. Ice Blast back up. Oh, I was going home though. Okay. I think Willow and AA, like, they're so important through these team fights. Their lockdown and their follow-up damage through the kind of control on the Mars. And I think that's the big way on how how Dire win this game, is if Mars finds multiple hero arenas like that to be able to set up for this big kind of AoE combo that RNG have. And if you don't find these big arenas, then you're really going to start to suffer through the team fight. XXS, it's a nice smoke movement. They'll catch out DD, unable to get the Astral off fast enough, so it's going to be a free victory from there. Charm will secure the kill. They'll be able to catch out another with the Banishment Radiant. They want to try and take this, they're going to disengage.
I must have them all.
They miss out a lot of bounties. They actually lose everything? Yeah, they're going to lose all the bounties here. I find the one on the high ground. Oh, hey. Dead. Cold Fit's going to proc. You hate to see it. It does have Evoker in the area, but you know, it's not going to matter. The Ice Blast, so it's going to stop any heals. 1 for 1. I guess in the bit of range there. Monet 5 and 0. Uh-oh, this Spectre's popping off. Radiant were doing well, and then they kind of just... That top fight really hindered them, man. Yeah, they still got the network lead. They still got the experienced lead as well. The vision, it looks like they want to take a fight down, but it's freshly placed ward. Yeah, they got one on the high ground as well, so they might wrap around, defend it, maybe bait out a hero like Chuan and TP in. They've always got this global potential. I mean, Invoker's about to have the Aghanim, so this is definitely their go time. It's a massive power spike for the Invoker.
Is under attack.
Looks like Dire, they will take a fight as well. Haunt's on cooldown for another 38 seconds here, so they're not really going to have the full 5-on-5 potential. And they are underneath the observable, which did not get scouted out here with the sentry, but it looks like Radiant, they're actually not going to take the fight. So that freshly placed ward is now very interesting, because I thought they were going to try and use it to fight. But in fact, they're going to try and pick off Monet. They know he's going to be farming away from the rest of the team, but Dive, without the meatball, I don't believe you kill off the Spectre. So sit you down. They just got him out. XXS coupling forward. Deep rotation with the ice loss as well.
Dire's
Cancel.
is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm going to try and link up with this ward mid, see if anyone TP there.
Has fallen.
But a tier 1's going to get traded bot. Radiant get a decent amount of damage onto the top tier 2 tower, but that's going to be about it. Die then. Yeah, they're going to do a cross map smoke here, link up from bot to top. Very nice positioning for them. They're going to scout out Fade and XXS walking towards the middle side of the map here. Radiant aren't all grouped up and they really want every hero here for this fight. It's incredibly important. They're going to try and bait out Monet. Radiant, they don't want to leave the higher ground though. They're going to end up losing the vision on Dire as well, which is going to be pretty important. They're going to try and wrap around. Spark's going to pop XXS, playing inside the quick point forward to catch out the H-Trap push. Now with the Cataclysm as well, a massive amount of damage. AA is going to end up falling, but now they're seeing both of them, depending on top of the backline. Broken might end up falling here. He's in trouble. They drop the hammer. It's not a lot of damage, but that with the Bramble Maze banishment actually aggressively done. Felix can follow up still with the Terrorize if they want to. Looks like SCC will fall, but what's the backline cost going to be? Chuan will drag him back. He's got a DD to be able to utilize. Might end up falling out with Devour. He's able to get the Astral off. Now they need a little bit of damage here. XX is going to try and blink forward. Will be able to secure the OD kill. Now into a DP. Do they have any cancel? It doesn't look like they do. ASTER, these fights not going very well for them at the moment. Yes, you blow up the Ancient Apparition, but still the big, that Dark Wheeler really needs to die. The Legion's got to try and get one of the support, but the Conqueror's got to get the other support as well. Massive fight there from RNG. Beautifully done. Very nice execution with the team fight. These arenas have been on point, wrapping around the backline. I mean, that was fresh Aghanims picked up. Massive Titus as well, unfortunate for the Evoker. Now, this is, he's only 900 ahead of the OD's mid lane counterpart with this advantage in the Midas, and we're just seeing that, no one's utilizing the IO. They're getting nothing out of this hero, it feels like, this game. And Baroka's going to kind of transition into a little bit of a core. I'm going to go for the Ags build, so I have not seen this in a while. Conker's kind of fallen behind as well on the front. They're just getting a lot out of this. Access. Did you see the Mars there? I don't think he did. They even have the Shadow Team and just going to get run into follow up with the blink. Actually does catch up. I'm still going to move forward, find him. Here comes the relocate, Cataclysm combination as well. They get the winner when he can down field. He's going to still take the fight. Baroka can drag it back with the relocate off, but actually Radiant might turn it on Felix. They got the cancel on the TP with the banishment. Baroka, they get the kill before the relocate. Nicely done. XXS finds a double, plus 40 damage for him as well now with the BKB. This is pretty big. Legion will be here. That's also a free kill first triple C. Love the pick off for the Invoker before the bounties. This is big because Radiant didn't get any bounties at that previous 15-minute timing. So if they can get all of these ones, it's going to give them a nice chunk of gold. Monet? They have duel. Can they get this kill? Radiant got very good vision, but I don't think they really want to fight right next to the tier 1. Look at the ward positioning at the moment. High emphasis around this triangle camp. Oh no, that ward just got placed. That one's just out of range, so they thought they could place a similar one. There you go. 2,000 net worth out of the bounties of those flipping offs down. But dude, we're both getting a lot of doesn't give tell at the moment. I'm so keen to see his algorithms actually. He's getting fast. Crap. Aggressive movement. Success. Smoked up. The Willow's a massive pick-off. They can break you down. More damage coming forward there with the horn. 1-8 does. One John 4. Get the buyback there with the blink for flowering. Massive ultimate over the ice spot. It's a disaster for ASTER. He doesn't have the BKB just yet. And now the Shadow Demon 4 takes the hammer for the follow-up as well. It has to pop the BKB to retreat, but it looks like it's not going to matter here. It's Swan. Flying already got the wraparound with the haste. I mean, RNG, their team fight execution right now in this second game is just so far superior. Flying, this is exactly how the Mars needed to play it. Multi-hero arenas into the combination of the AoE ultimate, and they are just executing far, far better. This might just be a free Roche as well. You need BKB on the Evoke. It doesn't have any mobility. Just, you know, the OD, they've got more security to get on top of the Evoke. They're just outclassed this game. And now this is Aegis in the hands of RNG as well. So they've got the network advantage. They've got the life advantage as well heading into this.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Spaghetti. What's the probability? 71%. It's looking good, man.
Middle tower has fallen.
Just got Sky. 4,000 net worth ahead. Pretty much 4,000 net worth ahead of the second highest. They slowly start to lose map control from ASTER, and there's not much they can do about it. They've lost their vision advantage. They've got nothing at the moment. They're probably going to have to play on the high ground and just beat someone up into a massive combo from the Conqueror in the Invoker, but it just seems like they're the ones being able to find the initiation. It's a far superior potential to be able to find the ease of this initiation. That's what it feels like, at least. And until they get the BKBs, it doesn't feel like ASTER can actually take any of these fights. I mean, they need to pick heroes off on the side lanes, and I mean, XXS is going to try and do that. You know, I mean, he could just get picked off here, and he's the one to get caught. Flywin eating the trip, and he pops the BKB into the CPR, but no go. Will still fall. Arguel might pay the price here, but SCC is not going to find an opening. So now in the meanwhile, Baboka mid lane. Tricky kill. Might just try and deal with Helm Dog instead. It's got the Scotty with the Desolate now, so yeah, plus 200, you love to see it. It's only 1,000 net worth lead, but it's going to start stacking up pretty soon from RNG. They'll get a lot of map control with this Aegis. They still got 3 minutes to play around with it.
Tower is under attack.
Very deep position as well. Oh, nice Ted, but dodges it out. Try and really get back to safety as well. Following's going to be careful because he comes to reinforce him to the horn as well. They want to try and take the fight. They need to get on top of SCC. They've got the tornado to hold back the Spectre. It's not going to matter. DD's got the fall. Now with the Terrorize, locks him in. Nice sound. So Bennett actually prevents them now. But it looks like it's not going to matter. They can fully collapse with the Cataclysm. Blows up the Ancient Apparition. Actually, the Astral's going to be able to give him a little bit of protection down to the backline as well. They just don't have the damage at the moment. It wasn't there to start. He's going to try and blink forward to deal with the Ancient Apparition, but it's not going to matter. Dire, they'll find 3, make it a 4th as well. This game is getting out of hand. RNG, 4,000 gold ahead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
How are you going to be able to take these fights now when you're so far behind? The team fight ease of execution from RNG is just starting to show. He's going to try and blow up DD. He's got plus 60 damage at the moment, but she cannot find a kill. He takes away the Aegis, going to try and TP up, but the damage kill to do.
Radiant's middle
Alright, well, you get rid of the Aegis, and now you're dead. That's a big charge floor, and now they just walk up higher again. Probably wasn't expecting 1-8 to do as much damage as what the Spectre actually did, but you know, this is a hero that's 17,000 net worth, 11, 0, and 7. RNG popping off this game. This is a perfect game for them to be able to equal up the series here, and it looks like they're going to be able to do so. Not jinx it just yet. 8,000 net worth at the moment. What's the probability? Yeah, down to 89%. Might be able to catch out Flywin, but it just feels like they just don't have any plays that they can make. About the BKB onto the Conqueror, so with the arena initiation, Flywin will catch out Chuan and he'll end up falling down in the meanwhile bottom left as well. DD's got the open. Is gonna get melted, man. Oh my lord. He should be fine. DD's gonna instantly lock him down. I mean, if he can get the tornado off fast enough, but they're wrapping around. He's gonna be careful. Flywin misses it out, but they've got the sentry. You can drive on it. It's going to try and get a range for the horn, but is going to be able to stay alive. They're faded. TP. Okay. Now with the backline as well. If SCC dies, it is massive. Do they have detection? Felix? No. Alright, so he makes it back inside the well. Still no BKBs. I mean, that's the only way I can see ASTER coming back into this game is the full BKBs on their 2 remaining cores. Otherwise, it's 10,000 net worth lead. It's just going to be too much for them to deal with. Almost except the Aghanims on both, if that's really going to have too much of an impact here. But it felt like it's more of an item to kind of tank over early. RNG, honestly, they can slow it down. I don't think they mind going late game with their hero. Like, OD late game's pretty pog. You got Spectre as well with the late game carry. But should be fine. Take a look at all the items that merit here. Neutral items that are just about to get picked up with the tier 3 timing that's coming out. BKB not completed for the Conquer. Voka just needs the recipe. Dude, he's already got the Lincolns on DD. That's nuts. They're actually so farmed at the moment. No, but Voka. Oh, he's Flywin, but I think he's in trouble. He did cancel the blink. He's going to try and Delta slid away. They're able to get the Astral off. Radiant straight away need to try and deal with the side lanes. Might even be able to get the Helm done. So, kill into plus 200 gold. Bye-bye Ire. Bye-bye Aghanims. But yeah, you see instantly trying to about bot. I'm not up just yet, unfortunately, for Dive there. I'm going to smoke up. They still feel very content with taking 5, but now with Blink forward, Lincoln's going to get popped here now. XXS is going to try and engage with TPL. Will be successful.
Is under attack.
Oh no. Maybe didn't see the Lincolns? I'm shocked. Chuan's still getting chased as well. Felix, he's hunting. They have vision. And Chuan really doesn't want to pop BKB here, but he might have to get the terrorized. And now he's locked down for the horn. Follow up Bash. Conker's just going to end up falling. This game is going from bad to goddamn worse on ASTER. RNG, an incredible game 2 for them. They're going to try and shove up the lanes. They've got mid now open for them to claim. Both high ground defense is very, very strong, but Conquer as well, but unfortunately he's dead. DD they've got to blink aggressively to try and find the opener. But this is not going to be easy for them to claim. Spectre's now got the Abyssal Blade as well, so none of these supports on ASTER are going to be safe. Feels like you're just going to have to let this Rax go for free. And Martin also always blink forward. He'll catch that extra proceed, which doesn't have the BK, maybe side on the courier. The bench for protection. Ice Blast still going to connect. You might actually end up falling here. Phil going to try and get a range to get the detection. And the RNG, they're going to dive onto the team. House 2 heroes going to get melted down. They do have a buyback. RNG have to dive too far though. Without the Invoker, there's no damage that's actually coming out at the moment, Monet. So catches out, down to half HP. They need the lockdown. Willow's getting melted. XXS. He's still got Jewel to be able to utilize as well, but it's so difficult with the Astral protection on the back line. Banishment into the torrent. There's one Ash. XXS needs to follow up here afterwards. But yeah, no Invoker, no damage. They don't lose the Rax though, but they do force back the buyback, I guess, on the Shadow Demon. They lose the Invoker for the 4th time this game as well. Is that massive bias again? It is. Ugh, feels bad.
What a bounty!
It's a big fight. But 1250 gold swing for them. Very minimal amount, but you know, it's starting to stack up here for Dire. XXS is going to go for the damage. I mean, I think he has to this game. There's no way they can come back unless the Legion just can pick off heroes.
Sadness that you're gone.
You have the Invoker back up for the Sunstrike potential. I'm going to try and smoke up This is pick off with the OD, but they need a way to be able to cancel the Lincolns. XXS has got the pumps in them. I'm going to calculate, and this might be enough damage. Horn's going to fly out here. Can they bring down duration? Torrents, the pro combination. Asa, the blow one. No, with the make it as well. He committed forward. Asa's going to be able to take effect to a team fight here, but they somehow, some way is alive. The banishment's actually going to be able to protect him here actually from Fade. As Super C gets in range, but rated. They lose 2. Monet might still let that fall like here. They need to try and stack up the poison. As Super C locked in place next to the terrorized. Monet's just not going to end up dying. They lose 3 on ASTER. Baboka drag back as well after relocate. They'll make it a 4th death as OD falls, but honestly, they might call it. When you lose 4 heroes like that, you can't kill Monet still. How did he stay alive there? Oh my lord. Monet. Massive fight. How did that banishment from Fade actually might have just helped him out because it kept him alive for a little while longer. Again, Invoker just hasn't found farm. He's falling further and further behind. 8,000 now away from the Spectre. Radiant don't have Glyph. They don't have Repair Kit. And being able to take this game is slowly starting to dwindle as Dire get a full set of racks mid. They've got a 19,000 net worth advantage at the moment. They have a potential Roshan second one they can fall back and claim as well. And they will. 1-8 level 25 with a 5% dispersion. This one is going to be, I mean, if you can't take the fight by Roche, you're going to have to hope and pray you can take a high ground defense, but that's going to be, I don't know, can you defend high ground? Maybe you can get a combination with like a tornado to 5 to the boat, meatball, deafening blast, like a wing bang champ, but I don't think that's going to come out here. RNG just 19,000 net worth. They do got the Aegis. It's got it. Cheese gonna be on the. Who's got the cheese? Spect is actually holding the cheese as well. Okay. So Aegis and cheese on the hands of Monet. Rating gonna try and shove out the side lanes here. See if they can get closer and closer towards at least delaying this. Because I don't think they can take a full head on fight. Baboka he's got the ped on, needs to try and get away from the creep, and he'll be able to do so, but still the slow dagger on Monet's going to be able to follow up. That's a dead IO there. Very nice done. I mean, just that's kind of how this game's been feeling at the moment from ASTER.
I admit nothing but my
That voice line? It's so interesting.
Now for the old
I think that's one from the Jags gamer. I'm gonna imagine because it's not in the past from what I know of. Dude, Flywind's also so farmed. 3rd in the net worth, ahead of the Invoker. If you burn the mana, that's well, yeah, there you go. Bye bye mana, literally all gone. They got grieved, I guess, but still, that's actually gonna be pretty important if they can slowly tick it down. Being able to defend high ground feels like a task that's almost a full mountain that they need to climb. They're going to try and hold forward, get on top of Fade here with the bench, not cool down there. Have to get the run buffed out. I don't think it's enough. Dire heavily commit on top of the back climb with the arena drop, Lockie and shut it in, but they're able to bring down him. Next success, who's going to be the opener wants to be when hitting about 2/3 HP. Still got the heart as well with the Aegis, so incredibly tanky. You're not going to kill off the Spectre. I mean, one maybe, but second, no chance at all. They need every hero they can get. I mean, they're literally just tickling the Spectre. They're gonna have to give this one up. They're gonna be careful because Flywind is eager to find the initiation. He's gonna find the opening now on top of the Conquer. XXS hunting the backline, but from DD, actually gonna join off the initiation from the Legion Command. Now the Cataclysm coming out. There's not a lot of setup here, so rating that's game. You lose 2 heroes. You don't have buybacks. The G's are dropping ass. They're gonna have to tap out here. RNG. What a beautiful performance from them. 35-minute victory, taking this game and making it a best of 3. Very, very big here from RNG. This is the new roster. Being up the series and now
my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. intoxicating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Connect the dots straight to the start of intoxicating want. Lingering touch, these soft words whispered in the dark.
Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Mereska has arrived.
RNG's turn to battle.
Gyrocopter!
Radiant team ban. RNG's turn to ban. Remaining. Radiant team ban. RNG's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Radiant team pick. RNG's turn to pick.
RNG gonna look for the same as well. So okay, just protecting. Maybe there's like a bug that could come out. You know, the Clop's still a potential as well. I think Clop's probably looking like the best route here from RNG, especially with the Viper and the DK ban. But they want a hero just to make as much space as possible for the Spectre, and they don't really have that playmaking hero. I mean, they do have the Mars, but that's about it at the moment. Like, you know, the ET is not really going to be able to start the fights, which is the big issue. At least that hero, you're very good in the lane, but as the game goes on, you fall off. You know, the Willow is, you know, very high playmaking capabilities, but it's still just the fact that you don't want to have two heroes that are finding farm across the map. I think we saw that through last game. They did struggle early on until I think they just did a very good job of being able to hit their item timing. But I thought they were going to be in a bit of a pickle with an OD and Spectre just farming together. Because it does feel like it's kind of just a one hero farming, the rest kind of making plays. There's not enough farm to get across the map.
RNG's turn to pick.
What do we got? Ban the Puck. Okay. Well, I mean, it's just the DK ban. I think Puck stands out as well. I still...
Queen
There's a Clop. That's what I was voting with the DK and the Viper ban. Now, Void Spirits are also on as well, so ASTER probably maybe like an Ember, but the Ember matchup versus the Clop's not very good. They don't have good... Yeah, they don't have a way to deal with the Ember. I guess Willow's not bad.
10 seconds remaining.
But they need some form of catch here, as they're really lacking catch at the moment.
Invoker.
They go back for the Invoker, so who's playing it? Okay, so Bobby Chuan playing it. That's such an interesting pick again with the Invoker. Prioritizer. I think this will be a cost Wex Invoker instead, because it's not the greatest game for NX off the RNG. I just think that the matchup mid should go relatively well. This could just be completely different though. Because I think that the Invoker is going to go cost Wex and it's just going to make plays across the map, and then you have the Gyrocopters spawn. Actually, no, I like the back and forth. No, I like RNG. I'll go with freak it. I think it's important that at least ASTER went back on their drop from last game and went for a right-clicking forward to be able to utilize the IO. But I just think the team fight, once again, the A team fight synergy that RNG have, and it's going to be a little bit too much for them to deal with. ASTER might be able to get ahead though. Jar can come online before. Actually, let's look at this. That's the one way I see ASTER being able to take this. Not one way, I think there's multiple, but I think that's the big way where Jar can probably, he could go drums into the BKB, he can go drums, Ags, you win a fight, then you want to get BKB straight away. Again, it's similar to game one where Jar is going to be able to come online a little bit faster than the Spectre. We saw that Terrorblade take objectives early. Jar can kind of do the same with the potential to make movements across the map. So I feel like the two items from the Jar is going to have a lot more impact than the two items from the Spectre. But we'll end up seeing what's going to break out here. I mean, I like the draw from both sides. This is going to be Chuan instead of SCCC as well. So we'll see if that's going to be too much of a factor. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3 though. Very big for with series earlier today, we saw Team Series
Your name offends me.
Forces them down and it makes them get knocked out. They're 2-6, so unfortunately Team Sirius and IG Vitality are knocked out for the DPL-CDA Professional League Season 2. So this series and the remaining series are all for seeding. Yeah, all remaining for seeding purposes. Which is pretty big. I mean, yeah, ASTER in 3rd position at the moment, RNG in 6th position. So, ASTER would, yeah, I mean, if this is how it's looking at the moment, ASTER and RNG would actually play in the playoffs because it's 3rd place gets seeded against 6th. That would actually be interesting to see. I mean, that's probably not going to be the case after this series, but it could be when all things are said and done. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Success does actually have the Helm Dome queued up. Was very fascinated to see how he wanted to kind of play. If he, you know, I mean, they played into the urn.
The battle
Didn't
begins.
get one. So maybe he would have seen kind of the power potential of it. But that's a cheeky little D-word coming out from Broker as well. Unless
Now for the old razzle.
they must. This new voice line's crazy. I actually haven't heard that one. I heard the one beforehand, but not the one. What the heck's that? The Rubik? Yeah, I think it is the Rubik emoticon or something like that. But here we go. So Chuan, yeah, he will go for the Cosworks. I think it's going to be incredibly important. He needs to make plays across the map. ASTER are going to have to take over, I think, pretty early. If you can shut down the Queen of Pain, you know, you don't have the greatest lockdown, but if you can shut down the Queen of Pain, you get those early deaths coming out for DD, and it's really going to hit the kind of potential that the Queen of Pain can take over with. So both these heroes are going to play across, you know, making movement across the map, seeing if they can find, you know, a couple of power runes into the roaming potential. This should be a good matchup for DD though. I'm surprised Invoker's actually ahead at the moment in last hits, but DD's doing a really good job. Didn't go for that Scream level 1, which we see sometimes to try and secure the range creep CS, but and Fisher's pulling the hard creep. Just eat a couple of right clicks and then Felix like, alright, I'll just I'll de-aggro the hard camp there. Top, they're gonna put a lot of pressure on Monate though. Cinderbrew with the setup of the Fade. You see the damage output. I mean, ET's a very strong laning support, but at the moment, super, you know, I mean, they left him a little vulnerable with him going for the pool there, so makes it difficult for him to be able to do too much. They're going to just shove out the lane, and there's no hard camp as well for them to get the double on. Success. What's he pulling up? Schwan? He's on top of the creep wave. DD might actually be in trouble here. Can he get the blink off? That creep wave, the cold snap procs there could have been devastating, but you know, wasn't enough unfortunately. Trying a couple of higher levels, that cold snap could have been very drastic, man. It could be in trouble top. They actually might turn to take the fight. Super doesn't have the actual damage though to be able to utilize here, so it will be fine. And up the Broker as well. We did the bottom fight here. Flywin actually attempts to dive and it's not going to be successful, so they give away first blood. It will get shared, however. SGC and the Broker is going to claim the gold here. Unfortunately, it's getting split, but I guess you still get first blood and you don't give it over to die. That's pretty nice. But they really like going for this fire jar, especially when they're on Radiant as well, because they're able to have this triangle camp. Really think we're gonna start seeing a lot of the like at least the multi-camp hearing. Yeah, mainly triangle camp farming heroes. You know, the more the Medusa come back, the Jar, the Drow. Mid note here, cause that BMP, but the man of Spawn doesn't really have any more follow up though. Going pretty good at the moment, 13-4 compared to the 8-4, so Chuan's actually doing a lot better than what I expected. I mean, once Chuan's able to find, because you don't go this Exor on the Invoker, you have to remember as well, he did just get that +2 damage in the decent buff, so this is going to actually enable his lane a little bit better. You know, Vokers usually have to go for, we see that kind of casual null with the blades of his attack. But you need those stat items to be able to give you the damage that you're missing without the Exort, to be able to kind of, you know, find your last hits. But this is a pretty casual game at the moment from ASTER. In 1000 net worth lead, we did see they started very well in the second game, but weren't able to continue with that. There was the big issue of Monet kind of just free farming, and he's going to be going back for the mid out of this game as well. Very secure way to be able to find your farm. Build's really nice on the Spectre. Again, you know, he's a hero that doesn't really push out lanes too well, doesn't put too much pressure on objectives, so the media hammer really gives you all of that. Super. See if he wants to get aggressive here. I mean, I'm surprised the ET's actually not doing as much. I thought he was really going to hinder the lane of the Rubik Brew. But it looks like they're able to do a really good job of hand fighting. If he runs it, then he drops Cinder with Fade Ball. You know, the Fade Ball damage rock. Here he goes. He's got the haste. It's however rotations we're talking about. But they're unable to get in range for stuns. Super actually might get chased down as well. Runs away from the work on nice heads up play. Just back into Fade. It's going to be a 3-for-1 with bounties when all is said and done. So this will give them a little bit of a window to diminish this network lead that ASTER have been able to accumulate so far throughout the early stage of the game. AT, I'm just looking at the recent change on AT. They did actually make it so you can't get that refresh in the Astral. You could send out the first one and then quickly send out an X and get the refresh in the damage, but they got rid of that. We'll actually show it up on the screen. There you go. Astral Spirit no longer refreshes the current buff when a new spirit is cast and returns the... Really think we're going to start seeing rotate this boots now. Yeah, boots. So we might see... I mean, he's got a power in his well. It's not going to do too much, unfortunately, but... kind of playing out at the moment. This is a very relaxed game. 1 kill early, 6 minutes in. The team's going to try and find the items. The Super C is going to go for the drums first. We still see if you're not really going to take fights, these drums on the jar is just so goddamn good. The stats is incredibly strong. It just gives you this nice early item that, you know.
Radiant's middle tower.
I think what they did to the drum, you're gonna see it a lot more on. Yeah, it's gonna be core a lot more on, you know, different types of heroes. We've even seen like Morphling go like first item drums as well, which never really would have expected. They're gonna try and wrap them. It's a difficult kill. Even with Fade, it's not gonna be easy. So we'll put this DD. It's gonna be able to scout this out here.
Radiant's top tower.
They are leaving Monet solo up top, but I mean now level 6, he's got 12.1 HP regen, so what are they really... Oh, that's a fat stack. Dire at the vision, so they're aware this is occurring. Falcon should be able to deal with a majority of the creeps. Was that a triple or a quad stack? That was gigantic.
I'm toying with you.
They're doing really well, but Bo could be level 5 at the moment. You'd say you're pretty happy with that. That is the big issue about the Iron. Now, fine when you put the level 6 XP connect to the top of the Iron, they could have damage, especially with the rotation from DD, but Invoker is going to mirror the movement here. Nice Tornado, locks back through with a cold snap full off. The Super C needs another Rocket Barrage to claim the kill. He turned back and he will be able to do so. The speed towards the tower. Looks like the dagger should still be able to tick him out, even the clock committing for the blink forward here. Well aware is behind the tower. Pings constantly getting spammed out. Oh my lord.
Radiant.
But Boga's not happy. They are really pinging out DD, but he's just hiding out. He's got the blink back up, so he's going to be fine. The scan can, so they know he's there. They get the Tornado, now they need division with Cold Snap DD. No, not going to get it off. He'll run underneath the tower, but he's still there to get the blink. Walking him down here, Fade needs to get in range, but they do have a couple heroes in the backline, so somehow DD stays alive. That's massive for the Queen of Pain. He's going to be able to refill up the portal, and Dire can go again if they want down bot. Arena's up in 30 seconds. Meanwhile, guess who's free farming? Money top of this, top of the map here. I believe this is Meteor now coming out. Does he have any stacks at the moment? No stacks. You can claim them pretty well with Magpie Dagger and the Meteor Hammer. You just kind of melt through the jungle farm. Radiant gonna need to start making a couple of ancient stacks as well for the Gyrocopter, but at the moment they're gonna try and hold on. Actually, Tron's gonna play around the bottom side of the map. He's gonna go for the Orchid next item, so no actual upgraded boots here. Radiant still doing very well with farm with Gyrocopter, massive amount at the moment. I mean, he's 1-1 and 2, 70 lasted, so with the stack that we're already created for SCC down bot, he's doing a very good job of being able to keep on top of the net worth, but they're hunting. Might be able to catch out Super on. He's not going to be able to get in range, so they'll turn their attention to Monday. They've got the vision now, they'll drag him back. He's going to be killed, they can bring him down. He doesn't have enough mana for the horn. He's going to try to get it off, but it looks like it's not going to matter here with the tornado to catch him. Nice movement from Radiant. They might be able to get an objective out of it, but the mid lane's already shoved out. So they're going to try and take a stack away from RNG. Very big pick off from them because Monet was getting incredible farm. I mean, went last game as well, flawless. The fact that you're at least going to kill him once this game, you know, get rid of that. Get rid of any momentum that he had almost. Ashras is getting super fat too. They're doing really well in levels. A lot of the time, the Iron, the Gyrocopter together, you know, kind of a little bit behind the pack in levels because both these heroes just kind of soak up each other's experience. Neutral items, so we'll take a look at everyone's at the moment. Dire, they found all theirs. Royal Belly, the Queen of Pain, and Spectre, Radiant. They got all theirs as well. Nothing too fascinating with those neutrals at the moment here, but so going to trade a couple of towers here. Each team safe lane tower is going to be under threat. This is with the catapult waves, relatively easy to be able to take the towers. He's a bit in trouble, but he will be able to TP out fast enough before any potential stun opportunity comes out. He's also going to go straight for this rush in the Orchid, so it's an incredible Orchid game.
Dire's top tower is under
So many abilities are required for ASTER. So many abilities are required for Dire. They might link up mid with this smoke from top. I thought they were going to smoke. I guess actually, do they really want to? We've got Met, which is a very good timing on Broke, and I think you want to fight with it. I thought they were going to smoke up mid, link with Invoker, and then try and take the tower, because they have this Bruce split as well. They're going to actually just wrap mid and not even actually worry about having a smoke play. So, and then, well, they know they're not feeling. I mean, Gyro's going to be able to be involved a lot more because he's actually got the drone to be build that I thought he was going to on SCC. So this is just telling us that ASTER want to get aggressive early before the Spectre's able to find their farm. Because if they give Monet this free farm like he had last game, then he's just going to take over. Dire looks like they do want to try and defend this though. How close is to the blink? He's got 1700 gold from Flywinds and a little bit of wit from him. I mean, without that blink, they don't have the initiation potential, so they could be able to take a fight around that mid tower. Meanwhile, they are giving a lot of space to Monet and farm up this bottom side of the map, but there are 2 towers now for Radiant. They're hunting bot as well. I mean, Monet should be fine. He's going to end up losing 26 gold though, unfortunately, from it. You hate to see it. A little bit of fun down bot, but that's fine. Exactly where he wants to be, playing away from the team, so he can always join them with the horn if they try and smoke up and take a fight as full. And they will. Still one on super, but they'll shop the lane. They're getting really close here. I mean, DD's about to have the second against stuff completed, but now with the cooldown on the high gun, Aqua was in trouble about 2/3 HP at the moment. Felix is protected with the Shadow Realm, but as soon as the next fight, they've shred through him. Another nice pick off them, but this net worth lead isn't growing too far. It's just kind of halting around the 1000 mark. Rating are wanting to try and deal with the Spectre down bot. The issue is that Monet 1400 HP is not easy. Just has to pop the ultimate. They've got the really up and now everyone's going to be joined down bot here. They get the want to disengage. Where is he actually at the moment? Yeah, he's all the way up the top. a little bit missed time there. Now Dire, I mean, this is just a free kill on top of the Ire. They try and kill off the mate. Now he just baits it out with the horn top, and now Ire's in trouble. It's going to go for the tether to TP out. I mean, Emma's going to be a little too late. So actually stays alive. And I get the sense ASTER down both so they can take the tier 1. Maybe, I mean, at least they get an objective out of it, I suppose. Point is used. Radiant don't really use all the big ultimates apart from the relocate. Blink, full flying. The open scout out fade here. Nice reveal the blink. It's also going to fall Radiant away from the tier 1 towers. And they're going to be able to take the one for free.
Dire's bottom tower.
How close to the Orchids are we? Invoker still finished his second Oblivion Staff, and for a couple more items, you see the Quap with the wand and the null. Invoker went for the with the urn as well. He's running around with an Iron Talon. What's the Gyro got? The Arcane. Not strong, definitely. Quap's already got this Orchid completed. Very good timing, and but ASTER still want to take the fight, man. Like, cool down for another 100 seconds. They're trying to on top. DD. Come on top of the Warrior. Now he's in shop. They get the tornado to the cold tap. If they can chain lock him down, it just gets the blink away. But now they're wrapping on the back, and XXS needs to find the opening and ulti, but a quick Orchid's got the real now with the Terrorize as well. Sonic Wave him out of depth. XXS might end up falling over Broken with a massive amount of heal. I mean, now it's going to be able to keep him up, and now with the ultimate, they're going to deter a quick big forward fade. Solids out for Queen of Pain. Now they're on top of Minade as well. ASTER doing an incredibly good job at hunt the backline. XXS has got the tornado to set up the Spectre into the air, so no retreat's going to fly out here. Minade gets rid of the dagger as well, so he's stuck on the high ground. So and the side of RNG, and they, after all is said and done, what level of that Sun's back? Yeah, level 1 Exort. So that's going to do a very minimal amount of damage here. It took him a while. You see how hard it is to kill the Spectre. The dispersion just makes it so goddamn difficult. That's a big fight, man. And Ira coming in clutch there. That heal, keeping Brewmaster alive. He's got the ultimate off, and if he doesn't get the ultimate, that's a completely different fight. Guys, Triple C's got BKB, and my one issue about the drums BKB build onto the Gyrocopter is the fact that if you don't win the next couple of fights with this, then you really start to fall behind in farm, because the Spectre has this Meteor Hammer build. You know, he's going to be able to have this. You know, he's gone for an item that builds his farm, whereas Gyro, no Aghanims. It's mainly the Aghanims that's kind of the, it's either Ags or BKB for the drums that we're seeing, not really the Maelstrom anymore, but it just goes to say that Gyro doesn't really have that as much of a farming mechanism. You know, Flat Cannon though, I think we might see here, because of the Gyro, this Flat Cannon has been buffed up pretty consistently. You know, it used to be 20 second cooldown, 5 max attacks. Now it's down 18 second cooldown, down by how long? Is it chunky? Nice initiation from Flyman once again. Really important play coming up from the Mars, being able to find the opening on top of the Invoker on the backline. They're in trouble. Gotta be careful. As you can see, magical damage for the Rocket Barrage might be too much, but now we really get back to safety. Did he still one thing? He's got the haste. They just need vision. He'll catch out XXS, gonna play aggressively. Looks like still kind of has to play around with the Sentinel Conqueror. They catch out the Invoker. One used Arena Pop as well. Yeah, I think with the change to the Gyro, we might see more of this kind of early fighting build, because you don't have to go for the farming, because you have the Flat Cannon to do that. Now, deep, let's see what for a kill for him. Didn't say that make too many stacks as well, but I haven't paid too much attention recently. I kind of checked a lot more early on, but at the moment, 1,000 with the Dire. They're trying to take the fight here. It's a nice vision advantage from Radiant, so they're scouting out the boot, but they can take the fight if they want to. Here come the numbers, but this Absol, it's going to be the obs, but this Absol one backline Chuan, he'll get scouted out as well. The Dire going to double back.
Middle tower is under attack.
Get away from this enemy. They don't have the critical. They're quickly forward, but and Super going to be a free pick off, and they even Alacrity up XXS. The drunk roll of right clicks. Can they take Roche? They don't have any minus armor. I feel like this isn't the easiest. They don't have life steal either. we'll see how fast it's going to take if Dai can contest it. I mean, they know the Haunt's on cooldown, they know the Sonic Wave's on cooldown as well, so I guess it's just not going to be a factor for Dai to do anything. So one pick off on the ET, who's pretty much all their scouting mechanism to try and, you know, delay rush. They're able to walk in and clean it. You know, the ultis are on cooldown, so really nice read from ASTER. You see that a massive team fight spike from Dyer is not there at the moment because of the ultis being not. Pretty high level, man. Yeah, level 15, 3 and 0. He's doing a relatively good job here. Involved out of 3 to 5 kills. We take a look at the gyrocopter, who's been involved in all the kills for Radiant Flywin. Blink's available. Do they catch him out? Is to be able to blink down to the sun side of the TP? We'll be fine. Mars will make it out. It does leave up a BO3 and maybe a tricky spot down bot. I mean, they got the vision advantage, so Felix going warding expedition. That miss connect, and it does. The recent buff up from the gyrocopter enables the missile there, I believe. Yeah, the home missile launch time got reduced 3 to 2.5 seconds. I think if it was like 3 seconds, you may have got that Shadow Realm with the TP out. It would have been kind of a hit or miss just by the Kenny Chin Chin.
Well-gotten gains.
2000 out of theater fast though, so I'm going to try and continue putting some pressure on top of the map. Looks like they actually want to take a fight here. Very close to the BKB, I'm surprised they're smoking up, but they got a nice wall on the high ground. This is a big off for the fight. XXS, instant orchid stopping up the ultimate tornado's going to fly in the backline from Joker once again. It's going to be able to keep it flexible. Let's get the ultimate, drags him a little bit far away here, but with the orchid to the cold snap, there's no more follow lockdown, so DD is going to be fine. A little bit awkward there from ASTER. They still have this ward on the high ground, so they're scouting at Flywin. He doesn't have a TP, so it's going to get brought down here. Unfortunately for the Mars. I mean, they should probably know this ward there because of how Blue died trying to put a ward on the high ground. Yeah, I mean, he would have died nonetheless. It was daytime, nothing you can really do. This tier 2 just going to scout him out regardless. At least they get a pick off, because they didn't get a kill there. That Brewmaster being on ult for relocate as well was a little bit a miss, but you know, it's the fact that you don't know if Brew's going to get the ulti off, so you may as well just cast the relocate top. When the Horn is going to instantly try and cast it out, does get so can they lock him down before he gets the jaunt away? Once they get an immense amount of damage, they go for because he comes to DP rotation. Well, back will terrorize. Obviously, he's going to try and move forward as well with the protection that he make. Can he make it up in the hurricane? He's going to be able to do so successful, but it's already way too low. As you can see, follow a mana for the rocket barrage, and they've got closing out his fall from the sunshine. Walk forward. Even if they take it up through the sunshine, it's not going to matter. Jacob's got to be careful as well. TD straight on the back line. Still with fade. Protection. The Roker's going to be in a range on top of the Jacob as well. With mass amount of goes. TD's going to be careful. He comes with the gyro. Gets blink back to safety. Exec death. A little bit off the mark there. They have the Aegis. Round 5 from them, bringing down 1-8 for a third time this game, 0-3-1. Not the game that we saw coming out of 1-8 in the second game, you know, where he went flawless. Is very kind of similar to game 1. Wasn't really able to get a full foothold of it. Yeah, game 1 he went 3-5. Is exactly how ASTER want to be playing this. You know, Jaro is incredibly fun through 1-8, involved in every single kill. This is just showing it's either enhancing and highlighting Ira's play, where the broke is, you know, enabling SCC to beat every fight with a relocate, or it's just showing that the Gyrocult's positioning and doing a really good job at actually fighting around this hero because of how strong he is at the moment. And here's the axe as well. He only used that BKB once too, so it's not really like he had a pretty good early game where they only had to put one BKB for them to beat this stage where they're ahead by 3,000. but it still feels like dire content. I really like their team fight lineup. If you can give the Spaceman, like he's going to absolutely destroy the supports. Two very ranged, squish supports with the Ire and the Rubik, and there are a lot of the factor in these team fights on ASTER. They got the vision, super, full on. We'll get what I know done. It's going to reel the ward on the high ground. They might try and look to take the tier 2 tower. Their Aegis will get reclaimed in the next couple of seconds here, but I don't believe there's much RNG to do. They're going to try and shove up the lanes in the meanwhile. Chuan is hunting mid. They need to take the rotation coming out. They might even relocate forward as well. Fade's got the full block down. The Orchid's going to do an immense amount of damage, and it will tick him out. They're really nicely done. Fade's stealing that stream as well. And then meanwhile, they take the tier 2 down bot. They might even walk mid if they find this DD. They kind of need to kill the creeps. I think that's kind of the issue at the moment. I'm surprised it's left. But they're hunting. He wants them now. Might be able to find Monet. And he does. Catches him out here. They're going to wrap around. But we're going to continue farming. He's popped that tag as well. I mean, he's got the 15 talent. They're going to make it back to the tower. Do they want to dive here? Just out of range now. The meanwhile as well. Quick blink to disengage. So Radiant with that Aegis, they accumulate a 5,000 net worth lead advantage at the moment. They're going to be able to find a tier 2 tower as well for their name at the bottom side, but super might be another hero that's going to get picked off. Another tier 2 for the rotation, but the Gyrocopter shreds him down. Really nicely done. Man, giving SCCC alacrity with the overcharge as well is going to be a nice amount of work. They need to keep in mind when you get the BKB off. Is it probably SCCC to be protected? No turn. Really, okay, we'll get cancelled thanks to the Orchid, but Radiant, they've got to retreat now with the BKB on cooldown. They're hunting, but it looks like it doesn't really want to hold forward if he doesn't have a way to be able to lock someone in place. They still have the vision advantage mid, but I think we'll probably hold off until the BKB's up, especially with how close they are to the MKB or from SCCC. But I love this. I love this. It's literally just timing. Dota is just a game of timings. Who's got the bigger advantage? The BKB's on cooldown. Jar means he doesn't really have a big advantage to take any fights, and they'll smoke up. Chuan's a bigger target here that should be able to get on top of him before the Ire is going to be able to get in range. He's way too far away to keep the invoke alive. And now they get on top of Bait as well to the western side here. Very nice smoke movement. D with the double kill. Rush enough for them, but they're going to try and get some map control. They probably can take the tier 1 top if they really want to here. He's actually going to rush the Bloodthorn. Very interesting. But I like this move from RNG. It's the fact that Radiant kind of... They weren't going to stop where they wanted to fight. You know, like, alright boys, I'm just farm. Where's the MKB? You know, I don't have my BKB available, so I'm not really at a stage where I want engagements. They are mass running down towards bot.
Radiant's top
Like ASTER, they have big timings now. They have BKB picked up on the Brew, the MKB.
Radiant's top tower has
Voke is still a little bit away. This is, I mean, to end up close. But we saw last game what's going to happen. Chuan's going to be a little bit better than what SCCC was last game with the positioning on the Vocal, because it's still so difficult. You know, Mars is going to get on top of you. You have to follow up with the Dark Willow in the arena. You got the Clop as well to get on top of you, the Orchid. You got the Spec. Just multiple ways. It's going to make it so difficult. Like, they are... Chuan really wants to sit onto the back line, survey these team fights, and just kind of dig out as many abilities as possible. But I don't believe Dire could be able to give him an opportunity to do that. 3-man smoke, they got the relocate potential here. Mid lane super, just another pick off in it. Get E2 tower, they might PP fast enough with a horn falling out. They're trying to take the fight, he's going to buy back instantly once again. Evoke is going to get picked off here. Beautiful arena, locking him in. You're going to the back line, but we're going to be able to thanks to the Interceptor Fade. Not long for the Wood, however, they're going to double back. I went in triple, SCCC's melting into them with the MKB. They'll do with the second, now you'll sack on top of the back line. He's back, he's in trouble with the Sunstrike. It's a decent amount of damage. The main damage coming out is on top of the Gyrocopter. Spirit, super, not going to match The Agate's just constant barrage that sees output in RNG. They lose multiple heroes. They've got to buy back multiple times as well.
Middle tower is
The Mars don't actually kill. All they get is Invoker, who bought back to be able to rejoin them. And now Radiant, they can walk up higher than it once here. 8,000 net worth lead, an incredible team fight from ASTER. It's not an easy high ground to walk up to. They could do have to be careful with that. When you likely get to Jakarta, when you've got the Boker as well to protect it, have relocate if they want to engage as well. So this they will fall. I will try and slow it down as much as they can with the Elder Titan, but it's just not going to enough here. I do have Glyph, I guess. Really back alive. How long till Reina? Got a Reina. They can take the fight here, but over the dance and Pokemon needs Mars. But that's a dieback as well. Oh, look at the beekeeper with the initiation. Now it's a full set of racks mid and available. Just respawns here from Master, so they're gonna go back.
Almost feel bad.
A lot of gold from Master. See, out here, almost got the panic. 12,000 net worth lead. I mean, RNG, they've got to come outside the base, but look at what Radiant doing. They're going to bait Roche. They're going to make guys think they're taking. Maybe this will actually scatter them out, so maybe it's not too much of a plan. They definitely see the Corey going up now. They want objectives instead. And they still have all their tier 2s available, so Dai can't claim the outpost. It's going to be a 2 outposts for Radiant. And, no, walking. Dai, they don't have, I mean, they see Fade, just got vision, and now the ET's got scouted out. Oh no, not Arc on Schwan, that's devastating when it breaks out. Triple C claims the Aegis, so I was going to see if he picked it up for the Split Earth and the Stomp, and now Twan, he's got the cheese. Do they want to kind of hold up? They really do feel like Twan wants the big cape, but he's, it doesn't really have a way to get too much farm at a fast rate.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Aster. There you go. It's in the hands, Satanic picked up as well. Gyrocopter just go to this front line. Can you bring him down fast enough?
Dire's top tower has fallen.
3-2. There you go. Beautiful. Watch one's at the bottom side. Radiant might smoke up and link down with the Invoker, but they really do want to play with 3 here. It's going to be a 3 combination. Gyrocopter together. Go careful, because on top of the Radiant vision, once again, they try and keep the Boker alive. They converse him because he's massive on top of 5 and Triple C. So he's going to be up far. We can right now. I've used a lot first on the iron. Now they're going to keep the tactic. It's melted. The damage from Triple C, it's for them to handle. He doesn't have a buyback. They're going to be able to force this back up to the fire gun as well. XX is going to be able to catch out another Elder Titan. Try to clear with the creature. It won't matter. Terrence runs for some protection. Blink forward, Sunstrike, then telekinesis. Lock him in place for long enough to find 2 dead on Dire. Both these heroes don't have buyback. Now they're going to walk up with the alacrity. SCC straight down the objectives. And don't have any fights. So how do you actually protect the base here? Oh, this is trouble. Pop as well. He has something your set. They can follow up as well. They can get it range control. The Orc is going to go to Deuce. Feels no defensive capabilities. Corp's going to fall. He's got a bump back, but he's a drop. RNG. They just tap out. Asked to take 2-1. A 32-minute victory for them. Beautifully done from Aster. I mean, it's just a completely different craft. That little switch up of picking your Crate as your 4th pick. So instead of going for 2 supports in the first phase, going for an IO plus your carry, just so you don't get the really good